Ola has taught us quite a lot if you've been here. Managing your expectation, emotional intelligence, how to control our emotions. Back in the day, if I'm doing this show, the way I will come for that freeze.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Say Gossip, the remix.
DMB, Tuck Spice, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it back. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, a killing thigh. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a Coke bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk. She must be from your planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger. We look good together. Take your place in my heart. With your beauty I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing thigh. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. One beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look.
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful
beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace up with presents and gifts, call me Santa. Claus, I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and culture, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'm a go-getter. Since I'm a go-getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine, brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. Beautiful girl. Sparkling night, killing time. I found a beautiful girl.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Ola has taught us quite a lot if you've been here. Managing your expectation, emotional intelligence, how to control our emotions. Back in the day, if I'm doing this show, the way I will come for that freeze.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. How's everybody doing? Can you hear me clearly? You can hear me clearly. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. Welcome. We have a show to do. What's going on, D-Love? What's going on, Chinye? How on a day? How's everybody doing? If you're here, come into the chat. Say hello. Say hello. Let us know where you're plugging in from. That's awesome. Thank you. You can hear me. That's good. All right. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. My name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. This is Man of Prestige. Over here, we talk about relationships, not in the way that you're used to. We focus on what you can control, and we kind of have a tendency to help you avoid everything else that you can't control, or to be complaining about everything you can't control. And yes, complaining, there's a blurry line between complaining and speaking your truths. Let's just speak up. Like, listen, I think you should do all of those things, but the part that I focus on here is to help you identify the things you can control, the things that you have leverage upon, the things that you can actually engage your power with. And that's what we do here. So we tend to focus on self-awareness, we focus on power intelligence, we focus on social seduction, attraction, emotional intelligence. These are the things we focus on here. But welcome to the show. We're gonna have a good time. Okay, shout out to all our sponsors: Richie, Life with Natu, Adesua, Odirin, Film Girl, Open Floor by Tima, Shiomama, Gorex Corner, D-Love. Shout out to all of you and all our supporters out there. We are looking for the sponsor of today's shows, so feel free to use the information on the screen. There should be a $ in a little rectangle. You can use that to donate to the show and support us financially. And please, by being here today, I appreciate you. And you can just click like, share, subscribe, share. We need more people sharing. Okay, we're doing a great, fantastic job when it comes to the like buttons. Like, for example, I'm only missing 3 likes right now. I appreciate that. Let's make it full, but let's share with everybody else. All right, so that's what we do here. We basically talk about relationships and any facet of life where you can see relationship, particularly with respect to power. We'll continue the coverage of the Mohbad stories that are still breaking out there, and there's some interesting things that happened since yesterday that we did a whole tribute party to Mohbad here, right? There's some things that are coming out. There's some interesting things that we should continue to pay attention to, but we should also keep our foot on their neck from a media standpoint, because if we're not careful, this is going to be another situation that will get brushed under the rug and there will be no accountability, and I can smell that already. Anyway, if you haven't downloaded the book, you can download the books for free at loveandprestige.com. okay, and another good news here, I touched the book. Finally, I do have an author's copy here. I wanted to help you touch it too. See, cream pages, black and white inside, color, beautiful. Look at that. Check it out. Right? Oh my God. I can't wait to get this in the hands of every single one of you. 226 pages of pure content to help you navigate this crazy world of dating, relationship, and marriage. Yes, you need this game. Even if you're married too, you need the game inside of this book. Tons of stories that my wife and I covered in this book, and lessons. There are about, let me tell you how many chapters in there. The chapters, crazy. I'm excited here. 12 chapters. That's excluding introduction and conclusion. So I can't wait to get this in your hands. All right, so this is going to be awesome. There you have it right there. But you can go to loveandprestige.com. You can download the original Get My Marriage Back, which is the original one that we published on August 26, 2018. It's been 5 years. Can you imagine? Time flies. But we promise we're gonna stay on top of it now, okay? But this is the first one of coming back, okay? I can't wait to grab the Audible. Congrats to Yola. Yes, the Audible. This week we're gonna be going into studio to record the Audible, so definitely be on the lookout for that. All right, and oh my God, Chinye, thank you so much. $4.99. I do have another soundbite. It's not yet edited, but I'm gonna play for you regardless. For every time we get some money, I do have another sound that we're gonna be playing, and this is it right here. I'm gonna play for you. You're gonna be the first to enjoy it. All right, but it's yet to be edited. We'll clean that up ahead of next show. But let me see who else is here. So let's see. Hold on one second. Let me first of all respect that first. Hold on one second. But thank you so much, Chinye, for being the sponsor of today's show. Let me see. Why is this thing taking so long? It's taking long. Okay, let's just wait for it. Let me come to the chat while we're waiting for that. Thank you, D-Love. We're working. Victorine, hello. Good to see you. I can't wait to grab the Audible. We talked about that already. Would like to keep it in my collection of books. Yes. But for now, you can go to loveandprestige.com. You can grab the first book that we wrote together. This one will be my 5th book, okay? But this is our 2nd book together, okay? But this is my 5th book, so it's awesome. I feel proud. I feel excited about it. But Chinye, this is let me see here. This is for Chinye here. Let me get you guys excited a little bit. We're gonna have an awesome show today, by the way. Chinye, this is for you.
I get money. I know they do big live. Oh, why do me more low? More low, more that you look.
There you have it. So that's why I'm gonna edit it properly, clean. So for our brand here, so we make sure it's clean. But we can always use the help of Portable here. So instead of doing the long prolonged dance, we just do something small.
I get money. I know they do big live. Oh, why do me more low?
Anyway, we're back here to talk about Mohbad. It's the sad situation that happened to Mohbad that we've been covering for a few days. So we're gonna get into that, but I've got a few other stories that I want us to cover. Okay. Please let me know if you're first time here. Shout out to you in the chat. Say something. Let us know you're here. You're hanging out with us. Okay. We do have a lot of fun talking about some of the trendy topics and extracting relationship-based lessons from them. And we do call ourselves the Prestige Family. So please feel free to join the Prestige Family today. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn on all your notifications. But like I said, I've got some stories to cover today. In fact, there's a fresh one. I'm actually going to cover the fresh one first. What's just happened now? Michael, is this Uncle Ade? I think it's Uncle Ade. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's hit that.
I get money. I know they do fake live. Oh, why do me more low? More low.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. All right, so let's get into it. We have some really interesting news to cover today. I'm gonna keep, anytime I see an opportunity to highlight something major, there's something major going on. There's a shift going on. Okay, and if you don't pay attention, you will basically, at the very minimum, you will pass along. Either nothing, which is just as bad, or you pass along bad, terrible relationship practices. See, the one thing that we can't escape, you can try to escape marriage if you want to, sure. Okay, you can go into the basement somewhere and live in a cave and think you can protect yourself with prenups. Okay, but relationships, you need people. Okay, in fact, you have a basic human need of connection. So we're gonna keep talking about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into today's some of the stories today. I'll be right back. Okay. All right, so just before I came on live, I don't know if you know these people. Let me share my screen. Just before I came on live, I saw this news on the Shade Room, and again, I will keep highlighting some of this stuff. Why? Because I want you to understand that we're no longer, you can't afford to not read. Somebody said I'm selling books, whatever. Okay, it's free. It's literally, if you can read PDF on your phone, it will be available for free as usual. Okay, you can't afford to not educate yourself. You can't afford to be winging things along much longer when it comes to relationships, dating, and marriage. The same respect you give to your career, what you do for a living, that paycheck that you're chasing after every Friday, that same respect you will need to accord it to your abilities to have decent relationships. You can't afford to keep pointing fingers, man or woman. You can't. For every time you point fingers, 4 will be pointing at you, and you will continue. Okay, you will continue to collect. You can't afford it. It's everywhere. It's epidemic everywhere. People are breaking up left and right. There's no excuse. The knowledge is available. The desire can be provoked. Even if you don't have the knowledge, like, okay, the knowledge is available, but maybe you don't have it yet. Wisdom is available, maybe you don't have it yet. However, the desire, we're going to have to wake that up. And I will remind you, every time you come back here and complain about a man or a woman, I will remind you, that you can convert that to desire, right? You can say, hey, look yourself in the mirror, hold yourself accountable and say, hey, maybe I just don't know what I don't know, right? This does not negate that there are evil people in the world. But every time you want to tell me a story and tell me like, oh, this one is evil, this one is evil, this one. If you tell me that 3 people are evil, I'm going to start looking at you funny. Maybe you are the evil one. Maybe it's not a matter of evil. Maybe you're just not competent. You don't know what you're doing. How about that? Right? So now we have another news. Just before I came on, Teyana Taylor reveals that she's separated from Iman Shumpert. What did they do again? Teyana Taylor she's an actress, a video girl. He was a basketball or something like that, right? Oh, no, it's just Americans. No, it's not Nigerians, it's Westerner. Lori. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's everywhere. Your great grandfathers, they also separated. They filed divorce. They didn't file divorce because there was no divorce. But they went to the next street, right next to the next street, to go and sleep with somebody else's husband or somebody else's wife. They did the same thing. Humans are humans. We just have media to have that coverage. So it's everywhere. Oh no, it's just celebrities. It's not. No, it's you. You are the one complaining on the internet. It's you. It's you. Okay, not you personally, but it's only a matter of time before it gets to you. Because these people are influencers. They're influencing your life, either you like it or not. They're influencing your children. Okay? It is a fact of life that everybody that goes into marriage, they don't know what they're doing in the beginning. They fall in love, right? What is love? Is love ever enough? What do you mean by love? Do you even know what love is? Before you start saying it's love is not enough or not, right? What are we talking about exactly? Look around you, it's everywhere. Ask a couple of people, a couple of your friends. Somebody has filed divorce. Somebody has gone through shege. Somebody has collected shege from women, from men, some of them from their children. Oh yeah, just don't marry anymore. Just don't do it with the state. That does not solve any problem. You can do what you want to do. Avoid the state if you want to. Okay. But as long as you are here and you have plans to connect with other human beings, these are things you're going to need to learn. 6 basic human needs: certainty, variety, oxymoron, security. But I like excitement. I like to be excited too. Surprise me, spontaneity. Right? Significance. You want to be important. You want to be heard. No matter how many times they silence you, you're like, here am I again. Hear me, I'm talking. Somebody give me some attention. Man and woman looking for validations all over the place on the internet. Obsessed with the need to be right. Connection number 4 is innate. It's in you. It's a part of who you be. You want to connect with other people so badly, you just don't know when to stop. You can't stop. Right? Growth. The moment you start to feel like you don't feel fulfilled, you start complaining. Guess what other people do? They point fingers at their spouse, at their wife. I don't feel. I don't feel like I'm growing in this relationship. They blame everything else and everyone else but self. By the way, blame doesn't work either, even if you're blaming self. Contribution. We all feel the need to want to contribute to other people's life. Even if it's negatively, but I'm talking particularly positively. You want to feel like you are a part of somebody's growth and stuff like that. But when all these things are missing, people, instead of them saying, let me go back to a book, maybe I can learn one thing or two. Let me talk to a wise counsel. Let me talk to my pastor. Let me talk to what do? They give themselves excuses. Well, love is not enough. Well, all these modern women are everywhere. But here you go. The same respect you accord your career and every other aspect of life, or you're starting a new business, you're going to have to give it to relationships. Okay? And I'm talking particularly romantic relationships. Because I know you're probably a very smart, intelligent person. You figured out the other part of life. You know, you have relationship with bosses. You can make a call. They can get you another job like that. You can get somebody even a job. You're a 6-figure earner, all of that. Okay? But there's this part that you keep feeling, the one that actually tampers with you emotionally the most. You just want to give excuses. So it's everywhere. The epidemic is everywhere. You're going to keep seeing it, okay? And if you don't want that to be a part of your story, you need to keep engaging the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding that is required. You understand? Are we making sense? All right, so that's another one right there, okay? That's another one. I just saw that just before I jumped on. I was like, you know what? Before we get into the, let's kind of slowly get back into business as usual. RIP to Mohbad. I'll be right back. All right, so let's talk about Tyler Perry really quickly. Before I go to, let's talk about Tyler Perry. This lady works for Tyler Perry as an actress. Her name is Crystal Some. She plays. Let me see if I can push this to center so you can see where we're talking about Tyler Perry today. Tyler Perry has been dragged all over the internet for the past few days by both men and women. Okay, by both men and women, and she plays Fatima. She plays Fatima on Tyler Perry's show called Sisters, something like that. Sister, not sister, because that would be Tia and Tamara from the 90s, but something like that. She plays, but an actress. She's an actress, and she has a podcast on YouTube now. And this is how I know that there's confused people everywhere. On both sides, or maybe all sides. Maybe even that's disrespectful to say both sides, right? Let me see. What's going on here? I just came to the chat. How come I no block this weird since? Though anytime you see that name, just block it. It's pointless at this point. Let me see. Yeah, useless people. Yeah, of course. Trolls are like that. They're useless like that. They just change their name. They have like multiple. They're useless like that. Don't worry about it. Please, anytime you see that name, just block it. Okay. No tolerance for that. Zero tolerance. We gotta stay focused. We have to face front now. Okay. All right. So this is what we're talking about. We're talking about Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry has been dragged by both men and women. Okay, let me say it more like this: both feminists and the weirdos from the manosphere, not all of manosphere, but the weirdos from there, right? He was dragged by all of them, and it's because of this small clip that I'm going to play for you, and then we'll talk about it and bring it up to speed. I was trying to go back to the chat to see what you guys have been talking about, but all I see is with Ekene Bishop. Oh God, it was creating a new one. see useless people everywhere, man. Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah, as soon as you say it, don't even waste time, just block it. Shout out to you, my moderators. I appreciate you. Shout out to all the 26 people watching. Hit that like button. We're missing about 12 likes right now. Hit that like button and please do share. So let's talk about Tyler Perry. I'm going to play the video. We're going to react. At the top of the hour, we're going to the RIP Mohbad thing. Okay, there's some more stuff coming out on that, and we try to stay up to date on, because that's the most viral thing in Nigeria right now. But anyway, let's talk about Tyler Perry really quickly. Let's go to it.
Atlanta, and you said, Crystal, you are vibrating here.
Yeah.
Your man is here. And I was like, ooh. It was the night that we all went to dinner after you moderated Michelle Obama's book tour here in Atlanta. And you said, Crystal, you are vibrating here.
Yeah.
Your man is here. And I was like, ooh. You trying to tell me I'm low vibrational, Tyler? What are you trying to say? And I was like, ooh, I had to think about that. I was like, wow, like, am I, you know what I'm saying? You were like, you're here and he's up here. You gotta go higher in that area too.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's crazy.
I probably had a gummy that night, so I was really look, I get super spiritual when I'm on them gummies, but that sounds good. Okay, go ahead.
It was real good.
Just 5 milligrams of weed. That's all I could do. You know, if I try anything else, I'd be like, no, y'all come get me. I'm going to the hospital. 5 milligrams.
Going to the hospital.
Yeah, 5 milligrams. But understanding, and having people meet you at your worth. Yeah.
All right, so really quickly, before we continue, not to say something, let me make sure you're still there. Not to say something. If you can't say something, let me see. Not to you there. Let's make sure that she's safe. Yep, I did. Not to say something. Are you there? Let's see if I can figure that out real quickly. Okay, no worry, not to. No worry. The funny thing is that one day, we're going to find this weary. They will reveal themselves too. Usually, they will reveal themselves. No, we'll see them. We know them. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if I can find it really quickly. Let me keep playing the video and then we'll find it. So anyway, Tyler Perry. Sorry about that. Not to bring you back in a second. Tyler Perry was basically talking about. She's back. She said, "Who is choking me up?" Let me see. All right. So let's see. So Tyler Perry was talking about talking about what you need to do. This is probably a good lesson for everybody anyway. It's not just for gender. Gender war is the worst thing ever. And it's worst when people don't realize they're doing it. Let me say that again. Okay? Gender war, at least those that are aware they're doing it, at least we can look at them in the face, right? And we can say, okay, this person, you know what you're doing, right? Oh yeah, but we need to check them, blah blah blah. Okay, we can just avoid that easily, right? But gender war is worst. Okay, when the person is not aware that they're doing it. It's actually worst when they feel like they're trying to help somebody. Okay, so let's continue the video.
That's what I was. Yes, when you said that, we were one of our many nights at your island, darling, in the King's Landing room at the table. You said it just hit you. You probably was on the gummy there too. You was like, "Meet me at my worth," and we were all like,
"Meet me at my worth." You need to meet your partner at their worth. What do most people do? What do the lames think about when we're talking about it? They think about money. Yes, there are lames on both sides, men and women. Okay. When you say worth, the only thing they can think about is money. In fact, their conversation is full of everything money. Okay? Oh yeah, but money is important. We didn't know that before. We didn't know money is important. You be the first to tell us. Okay? We're talking about relationships in particular, romantic relationships. Money is important. But clearly, there are many, many other things important. And even some of the brokest people right now in the world, they are engaging in kerewa. They're engaging in sex. Even when they are broke, even in the brokest, when they have nothing to do. Children, sadly. Right? But let's continue.
wow.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And anybody who can't do that, that doesn't mean they're not worthy of you. That means that they need to either attempt, try, learn, find out enough about you to be able to figure out what that is.
Yes.
And that's not money because you listen, a lot of
So even though he said that's not money, right? Somehow it slipped a little bit somewhere and then they turn it to money. And all of the conversation around this particular clip on the internet till now has been our money. And then they wonder why they're struggling with romantic relationships. The only thing they can think about is money, 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 money. Well, girl, I don't want you to settle. Don't ever let anybody think you should settle for less. He made an example of light bills. We're going to get there in a second.
Women, especially black women, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but I will. In our society right now, black women are making a lot more money for the most part than black men, right? There are a lot of black men who are successful, but for the most part, black women are making the money. So all
right, so that part right there, the lames will hang on to that. But he's wrong. Okay, all right, good. He's wrong. Okay. It's not about right and wrong. Great, it's wrong. On paper, men still make more money than women. Maybe he's trying to say women are trending upwards in terms of being able to make money. That's a reality. Okay, that's the reality, right? However, are they making more money than men? No, not yet. Maybe never, because there's too much stuff in our society, the way things are set up, that will make that hard anyway, right? So he said maybe it's not about money, but somebody had to make it about money. Now, obviously, I've talked about your economic class, your status in society. You want to make sure you're kind of within that stream, because money do affect how we think about everything. It does affect. If there's lack of money, it will stress everything else out. So we should pay attention to that. But what after you have money, what about everything else, right? Okay, let's continue.
You can find love if that man works, at whatever job, and is a good man and is good to you, and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can, because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
He's talking about gift. You don't notice something about something sometimes? People will listen long enough, particularly for one reason. Can anybody guess what that reason is before we continue? Tell me what that reason is. People will listen, they will take their life, the most important asset of their life, time. They will listen long enough for one reason. What is that reason? Anybody want to guess? Anybody want to try in the chat? Let's do this together. Let's do this together. I bet you Oludare is a Kennedy Bishop worry, but let's continue. Anybody want to try? People will listen long enough just for one reason and one reason only. I'm gonna play the clip here in a second. I'm gonna play a small. Can you let me see? Let me find it while we're working on that. They will listen long enough just for one reason and one reason only. And no matter how many times I give them that reason, I hand it to them. I hand them the reason. I say, Baba, it's still never enough. It's very hard to satisfy human beings in general. When I say people, I'm talking general, okay? And for you not to be this person, it takes work, because we're all set up that way. We listen long. When we teach active listening, right? People will listen long enough for one and one reason only. Anybody want to try? What are we talking about? Why will people listen? They're looking for something. What is it that they're looking for? I'm going to play it. I'll give you a chance. I'll play it. I'll give you a cheat sheet real quickly.
You're right.
Literally, the whole internet did that with this video clip. Just because of a need to be right. An obsession with a need to be right. He just said gift. When somebody said gift, do we think a present that's wrapped up? Is that what we think? In this conversation, in this context, is that what we think? What are we thinking when he says gift within the context of this conversation? I'll continue. Let's continue, because we didn't get there yet.
That is okay. That's not somebody who's beneath you.
Yeah.
That's somebody who came to love you at your worth, right?
Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money, all I can pay is the light bill, as long as she's comfortable.
All right, yeah, you got it. He did say as long as all is I keep the light bill, and that was a trigger. I guess that was what triggered the ladies on the internet. I get that. But what about everything else before that? There's a whole 2 minutes. before that point. Of him talking about meet you at your worth. We're not necessarily talking about somebody beneath you, above you, or anything like that. Somebody can meet you at your worth, right? Well, then he messed up by bringing in the light bills. I get it. Let's continue.
Well,
so the men, they picked up on the men, what I've seen at least, they picked up on the no, men make more money than women anyway. He's wrong again. Tyler Perry is wrong again. The woman's like, no, don't tell me to settle for somebody that can only pay the light bill. Like, that's struggle love. Ouch. Nah, I don't support struggle love personally, okay? Or in any way, on both sides. But struggle love it's also not necessarily about money. Are we paying attention? You get it. Struggle love is not necessarily about money either. Oftentimes, you find yourself settling with a person that actually does not make the amount of money you told yourself you make sure they can make. You find yourself saying that, but you settle because some other needs were taken care of. You get it?
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it. All right.
Let's continue.
Say, I'm going to cover the mortgage and all the other stuff. You handle light bill, baby. You can take me to dinner and everything.
Oh, yeah, he messed up. He kept talking about light bill and mortgages and stuff. Oh, God.
That is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's so hard for a lot of people to take in because that means, no. I need somebody to, who is, they need to make 5 times more and I got to have. Well, keep your list, baby.
Yeah.
God bless you. Hope it happens. Go on, keep your list.
Now, the reason why this conversation sparked us was this young lady, she turned 40 and she's never been married, no children. Okay, and she did a video about it. That's why this conversation is coming up, right? And he's basically saying, listen, you gotta look at everything else. You got money, there's a good chance you won't end up with someone that's like broke like that anyway. But you're an actress, you probably make multiple 6 figures. Multiples, right? So if you make multiple 6 figures, there's a extremely high chance most people you meet will probably make less. Okay? Why? It's just numbers. Okay? It's just numbers, right? And he's trying to say, stop looking at money. Okay? And he gave I guess we can agree that it's a terrible example. Like just paying light bills, that's kind of weird. But we're trying to get to a place where you don't get triggered by that. You pay attention to what's important in that conversations, which is gift. Somebody bringing some gift to the table, somebody bringing something else to the table that can actually meet you at your worth, meaning they bring some kind of worth to the table, but more importantly, you're able to recognize it. A lot of people just don't know how to recognize any good thing anymore because all they see is red flags. And then you're like, okay, Ola, but why are you writing a book about red flags? Because I'm trying to help you desensitize yourself from that. Actually, this book is going to be a starting point. It's not the end or be all. Okay, it's going to be tough because everything you find online is about talking about red flags on both sides. Okay, so why is it that people will listen long enough only to hear a red flag in the conversation that was actually full of, in my opinion, gems? Why? We're in a very, very rough place. Okay, it's not just people dating. People inside of marriage are struggling. Okay, every other day somebody is threatening somebody with divorce, even if they're inside, if the divorce has not been filed yet. Okay, so let's continue.
But when you talk about just someone to love you and support you, I know people whose men can't touch what they make. But when you see them together, that love, that support, that I got you, babe, it's a beautiful thing.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
I remember I was having a conversation with you and I was going, I can admit that I had fallen under that, like, okay, I actually may have misunderstood what meet me at my worth meant. I thought meet me at my worth was meet me at my net worth.
My net worth, right. No, not your net worth.
Right.
At least meet me at my net worth. Yeah, okay, no, that's your net worth. Yeah.
And I was talking to you, I was like.
Before I continue, I can't judge you if you were like her, okay? And you thought it meant net worth, right? A lot of men think they're the only one asking for prenup these days. Women are asking for prenup, okay? Why? Because it's a paper solution. to their traumas from romantic relationships. Okay, and it's not going to solve anything. It can protect your money, that's about it. Your assets, anything that they can count, that's about it. But it can't protect you here, which is what everybody is really complaining about at the end of the day, right? So yeah, if you thought it was about net worth, it's not your fault. Okay, it's a perpetual thing. It's like a vicious cycle. Everybody is just getting worse and worse and worse, and there's a lot of blind leading the blind. Okay, so, and that's why I feel like I need to highlight all of these kind of things as they're coming up. Let's continue. There's one more example that he gave that I thought would be really good.
Getting tired. I was like, this, and this, and this, and I've done this, and you're like, wait, stop. He was like, don't make it about money. And this is when I was like, oh my gosh, like it was like it just went off, and I was like, I see what you're saying. You were like, Crystal, I used to do the same thing. I would like be doing all these things for someone or people around me, and I'm like, I'm not getting anything in return, you know? And we fall into that sometimes. And you said, but then I thought about it, they can't do for me the way I do for them.
No.
It's just like they can't.
No.
You got, and when you explain it like that, if he is giving you all these other things, then that's something you work with. And I literally completely misconstrued what meet me at my worth in that moment. But worth is more than that.
Right.
You know, and that's
right.
when I was like, wow, like this is way deeper.
Yeah, you got to remove the money from the situation
Yeah.
because it's just going to cloud it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have your girlfriend and this friend there saying,
Yes.
girl, he doing this and he ain't got that. And he did. You don't understand the love that we have for each other.
Exactly.
And that is what is important. And I'm telling you, there are some good men who can't meet you at your net worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you can find a man who is secure enough within himself to stand in that space.
Yeah.
Now, let's be honest. Here's the caveat. Before we get to that other side, here's the caveat. The good man. I love good men. I'm a good man. I would like to think I'm a good man, right? The good man who can meet you at your worth, but not necessarily your net worth. He said something earlier. I wanted to say this right now and bring it back up, right? Are they secure in themselves? Okay? Because if they have issues from the past and they are triggered by the idea that somebody makes more money than them, whatever she brings to the table is never going to be enough in that respect. Because of why? Because of insecurity. Okay? Insecurity is not a crime. Really, the solution is just be aware that it's possible that you're insecure, right? That way you can check yourself and focus on the value that you bring to the table. Because if you focus on the value you bring to the table, can nobody tell you anything else? Because that usually means it's enough, right? That's your focus. If somebody can't recognize that, it's too bad for them, right? Literally, that is a mindset. It's not something you say out in words if you are part of the equation, right? But it's something that they can feel, and there's a very good chance that they can feel that you're secured in yourself, and that makes them feel safe as well. But I needed to bring that back. Like, just because somebody now told, like Tyler Perry had just told Crystal that they should be able to meet you at your worth, which is not necessarily net worth, does not mean you don't have work to do on yourself as a man. You need to be secure in yourself. You mentioned that earlier. Maybe it skipped over your head because you were looking for something to justify your own bias. I just wanted to bring that back up to speed. Let's continue.
Yeah.
Something
I'll
good.
tell you the story. Oprah tells a story about her and Stedman. They were in Hawaii, and she was walking. This is years ago. She walked in the store. He was behind her, and no, I'll tell you this story. This because I was there for this one.
Okay.
We were coming out of the Color Purple premiere in New York, and it's Tina Turner, Oprah, me, and Gail. We're all getting in the car. And
hit that like button. Hit that like button.
That's when I first knew. That's when I first knew something had shifted. In
Okay.
my life.
Wow.
Because Oprah walks out and they're screaming, Oprah. Tina walks out and I go, Tina. I go out and hear Tyler. I go, oh. This is very early on.
Oh
So
my
they're pushing us into the limo, and I turned back, and Stedman, the security, is pushing him out of the way.
All right, so Stedman is Oprah's significant other. I'm not sure if they're married, but significant other. That's what that is.
Not letting him in.
Wow.
I watched him tap the man on the shoulder and say, hey. Goes, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Graham. And he let him in the car. But do you know, when I saw that man who's 6'6" in that situation, I went, wow. Look at the grace in how he carried it. He didn't get a
Yes.
car with attitude. He wasn't mad, which takes me back to the story in Hawaii when they were in the store and everybody swarmed around Oprah. He was watching protectively, and after she was leaving the store owner, older person, said to her, "Listen, I watched that man how he loves you. I watched that man how his aura is all around you, making sure you're okay and safe." So
now let me just say this. Nowadays, that's very difficult, okay? Because everyone is getting triggered and gaslit left and right, okay? It's very difficult. People are carrying too much around, and in terms of, a lot of time it's actually stuff from their past relationships. That's for all the men who say, "So you think it's always our fault?" I never said that. Okay, that's you stuck on your own wahala. A lot of times the issues you're dealing with are from past relationships, but they're your problems today. And the worst thing you can ever do is try to give it away. They're your problem now, right? They're your problem right now, meaning there's an opportunity in that, right? And that doesn't mean you should become somebody's therapist. That's not what it means. I'm never asking you to become somebody's therapist. I'm actually be your own helper of your own destiny. Make sure you have adequate self-love. Make sure you understand your own value. That's where security comes from, particularly not being insecure. It's because understanding your own value without necessarily being about money. Okay? Money is a big part of our life, but money is a tool. Money follows value, not the other way around. I've been saying that recently. I need you to pay attention to that. Right? So it's difficult these days because people are walking around generalizing, oversimplifying things to basics, right and wrong. Right? And I want you to understand that if you think you're right, it's okay, you have it.
Oh, you're right.
You're right. But are your results what you're looking for? Are they right? Are you achieving your desire? Shout out to you, cherished Olivia. Good to see you. Are you achieving what you're looking for? Because if you're not achieving what you're looking for, then there's more to the conversation. No. That's all I'm saying. Right? It's not your fault. You're right. All right? It's not your fault. Okay? She said they're not married. Yeah, they're not married. But you get it. For someone to be with somebody like that long term, I think they continue the conversation to saying he does well for himself, but he's obviously not a billionaire, right? Do you think an average man can handle that? No, he'll probably come out later and say, women are brutal. Women are brutal. Okay. You're right. But please, keep the same energy. Stay away from women. Okay? Keep that same energy so that you don't come here and be explaining and explain.
You go explain, because no evidence.
We just tire. Okay? So, there's one more thing that I wanted to cover before we go into the rest of the story with Mohbad. I'll be right back. All right, so some few days ago, what was that, 2 days ago, I was having my soft life too. I was just like, let me relax. Took some days off, not doing the show. But then I was releasing some of those, the clips, right? I was hitting publish on one of the clips. And then I'm like, oh my God, Jean did not drop me a thumbnail. She works on thumbnails for me and stuff. And I was like, let me find the thumbnail. I just went to the internet and there it is, the news. Jeezy files for divorce from Jeannie, what's her name again? Jeannie May? That's how you pronounce it? Somebody type out the pronunciation for me. Is it Jeannie Mai or Jeannie May? This Korea-looking young lady, Asian-looking young lady from The View or something, The View or The Real, one of those TV shows, daytime TV shows. That Young Jeezy is a rapper. It's a rapper. It's one of the best-selling rappers out there. But I don't know, not a single leak of a song. I don't know, but I know him. I know him more in association with The Game. I know a few The Game songs, but I know it's from Atlanta. I think it's one of those South. It's one of the pioneers of the South rap, the Southern type of rap from about 10 years ago or so, right? Then I saw that, I'm like, oh God, not another one, right? Believe me, every time I say that, because my wish is that the percentages of this type of situation will drop, okay? Not especially where, May, thank you, Chinye, right? Not especially when people, think about it, people don't go into marriage to go and file for divorce, okay? Gentlemen, listen to that carefully, what I just said. There's no one that goes into a marriage to go on divorce. Okay, I get it. There's some evil people out there who just want to come into your life, divorce you, and take all your money. Okay, we're not talking about that. Okay, if you find yourself in that situation, call 911. I'm not talking about that. I want to talk more about people that actually mean to do the right thing. They just don't know what they are doing. That's what I want to talk about. That's why we're writing books. That's why we're doing these sessions. That's why we're continuing to talk about this. Okay. People, good men or women would somehow, they lost themselves in the middle of a terrible situation. It got worse. And have you ever been in the middle of an argument and you really want to stop, but you can't stop? Mayo. Don't be Mayo. The other one, my. Okay, pronounce my. Voila. Anyway, I get it. Okay, and if I don't get it at this point, you know what time it is, right? We're just gonna leave that in the pot. I'm sorry. Okay.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
All right. I say my. Okay. So anyway, so when I saw this, I'm like, okay, the issue is deep. No one goes into this stuff to want to try to, no, nobody does that. Okay, and now, yes, I'm generalizing. I'm saying there's always exception. There's that evil man or woman who just came into your life to steal your money. You're right. I'm not talking about those people. And if you're right, now you know what to do. Well, if you feel the need to come back to the show, come back to the show. But we're not having conversation about people who get with evil people. Okay, we're having conversation with people who know that they've gotten with another person that once upon a time they were in love with the idea of spending the rest of their life with this person, but something happened. People lost their cool. People start having arguments. They start calling themselves names, right? But they never expired it. I need that soundbite. They never expired it. They didn't know that everybody's threshold is different. All you did was call somebody a simple name, like a goat or something, and that triggered them to when they were a child with that stepmother, and they were like, you know what? Yeah, deal breaker. Yeah, deal breaker. I can't. So you know that stat that everybody pushes around, especially the men. 80% of divorces are initiated by women. The last divorces we've reported here, it seems like they're mostly men, but that's anecdotal, right? But to be honest with you, a lot of men stay in bad situations until it's too late and they do something stupid, right? And then you will have some people come back and say, well, I think they deserve it. Kilo me. What do you mean? Who deserve what? Okay, nobody deserve anything. It's a very unfortunate situation. Like, for example, the story of Azan Adeyemo that we covered here is unfortunate for both of them. Particularly for the person that lost their life, of course. Right? But it's an unfortunate situation. The point I'm making here is that people get into a space, they lose themselves. They completely lost it. They lose their mind. and at that point in time they can do something extremely stupid, irreversible. They can lose literally their life, either literally or, you know, the way Azan lost his life too, because he's not coming out of those, it's not coming out from behind the bars. Okay, so we have a situation in our hands that is very delicate. It's very dangerous to generalize, to oversimplify. It's case by case. But young Jeezy filed for this divorce. He filed for this divorce. We don't know what happened there yet. It's just another addition to number. Now, the one thing I wanted to extract from this before we go, we're about to go into the Mohbad, right? A lot of men rejoiced over the fact. I know you probably don't have these people around you, but it's happening and they're influencing your children. Okay, so you should be aware. Okay, a lot of men rejoiced over the fact that he married a non-black person. They did. Okay, granted they are lame. Okay, but they did. Okay. And when we say lame, I'm saying lack of game. Because honestly, at some point, if it's majority of men thinking this way, it's kind of, I don't want to call them names. There's real issues going on that we need to continue to have a conversation about, right? But they rejoiced over it because somewhat, if you go to the other side of the race or the other side of town or to Brazil, or if you go to Nigeria, all the traditional women are there. Or if you go to Asia, because they look at the number of stats. My wife was just reading stats to me because we were doing some research earlier that what do you call it? I'm not sure it's African, but black in general. Blacks, 37% of the households are two-parent households, as compared to 80% for white households and about, I think, 60% for Hispanic households, about 70% for Asian households. Right? Obviously, we have to work on that, right? But some of them would look at it like that and say, I knew it. It's better to go and marry a Chinese girl. Just sad. It's weird. It's weird. And I don't want to tell you I told you so, because this is somebody else's life right here. But the point I'm making is that running away from your problems is never a solution. Okay? You can divest if you need to. Your motive behind that is particularly what I'm talking about. Okay? If you meet somebody from another race, another town, another continent, and you fall in love with them, you want to do life together, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm talking about that motive of, oh, it's just better. It's better? Is better with regards to what? With respect to what? What problem are you solving or solving for? Let's just leave it like that. But anyway, that's another one right there. It's time, when you're confused, it's time to learn something new. Not particularly listen to some teacher preaching at you, but you should start paying attention. There's something you don't know. On a general scale, there's something you don't know. There's confusion everywhere. It's happening at all ages too. It's not just Gen Zs. It's not just millennials. At all ages. In every race. Okay? People are struggling, but they refuse to engage knowledge. Alright? Anyway, it's time to get into some coverage of some Mohbad stuff. Let's catch up on the Mohbad drama everywhere. You know, RiP to Mohbad. I'll be right back. All right, so shout out to all 35 of you watching this show live. I appreciate you. All right, hit that like button. Let's turn up on the like button. We're missing 10 likes. Hit the like button to help us tell the algorithms that we're here hanging out, to help us pin other people into the room. or ping everyone else into the room. But let's talk about Mohbad. So a few days ago, about 5 days ago now, this young man lost his life. Okay, he lost his life, sadly. Mohbad. I enjoyed at least 4 of his hit singles. We played that here yesterday. We enjoyed it at the beginning, at the end, and we've shared the monetization of that video with whoever is in charge of the music rights. And today we won't be doing that, but we want to continue to cover this story. And the devil is a liar. We will continue to cover this story. Okay. Speaking of the devil is a liar, okay, the first part of the story I want to cover, okay, is a person who features here a lot because they refuse to engage knowledge and wisdom, and they continue to point fingers against the rest of the world. Okay, anybody want to guess who we're talking about? We're going to talk about him first because he has something to say about this situation. Okay, he tried to rope himself into a story that has nothing to do with him as usual. But the devil is a liar. We will continue to hold him accountable because he's a public figure. We will continue to extract lessons from his stupid moves. It is what it is. I even try to be nice with those people, but sometimes they're just that mad. Okay, Yul, he wanted to put mouth for Mohbad's situation and make it about himself. And yes, let's go in. Let me read out to you what Yul said. Okay, Yul has a caption on his page. Okay, what did I say some few weeks ago or months ago when we covered the Yul story? I said he's losing business everywhere. It's just what it is. I did like a whole analysis. I said this guy's about to lose business everywhere. Okay, it just makes sense to me, at least. Okay, when you move a certain way, you lose business everywhere. The good news is that his child, the daughter, is getting some of that business, some business. The wife, the ex-wife to be, is getting some business. But him himself, people are avoiding him. The whole industry is avoiding him like a plague. Why? Because nobody wants to be a part of no nonsense that they didn't call for. Just watch. Naira is about to experience the same thing. If you don't know how to have good business practices, even when you are right, listen to me carefully, especially you gentlemen. Listen to me carefully right now. If you think you are right, you have the right to be right. If you're obsessed with being right, you will lose business.
You're right.
You will lose business. Okay? Not only will you lose business, you will collect. Not just that, it doesn't end there. You will come back here to us like the Ekene Bishop and start crying every time. So I'm letting you know right now, you need more game than right and wrong. You need more. There's more to life than to winning than right and wrong. And one person that we need to keep telling, it's not him in particular, all the Yules, or everybody that think like him, all of them. Oh yeah, but give me a pass. At least let him breathe. Let him breathe small too. Is it a crime to want to be a polygamist? Did anybody talk about polygamist or no polygamist? He's a fake polygamist anyway.
Let the poor
breathe.
Oh my show. Anyway, let me read what he said. He's talking about the Mohbad story, but Mohbad story. Mohbad. I'm using accent to pronounce. It's Mohbad. Let me say Mohbad. Mohbad, right? Okay. He said, all of Una. He said, witches and demons. He's talking about us, because we covered this story. Okay. Witches and demons chasing clouds. Listen, I'll tell you something. This is why I did this earlier. This is why I used this on the thumbnail. Hypocrites everywhere. Okay, hypocrites everywhere. He's going to call us hypocrites. right? I don't know how to say that in English. Before you catch the thief catches the owner of the farm. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, let's keep going. He said, all of now where they post justice for Mohbad, all of you that are posting justice for Mohbad, plus the Nollywood people that are joining them to shout it, you're not different from the people that were maltreating Mohbad. You're all demons and wicked people, simply chasing clout. Listen, we look for attention here. Shout out to you for helping me share this platform. Share. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Make sure you turn on your notifications. Yes, we are looking for clouds because that's what we do here. We need more attention. We're building the platform. We do sell books. We sell coaching, counseling, all that kind of good stuff. Okay. Nonetheless, the devil is a liar. Okay. And today, this man go collect.
Sorry.
Let me continue. He said, you're all the same people who have been insulting me for over 1 year. They can't see past how they feel. They are the one that claim logic the most, but it's basically their feeling controlling them. Okay. He said we're insulting him. That's because he's reading insults. Okay. Forget about everything. Forget about the one that dragged his own family to the internet. Okay. They're just insulting him for no reason. Okay, bullying me on the internet, trying so hard to kill me for matter way that does not concern you. I'm converting the pidgin to English. Simply because I took a personal decision for my life that is not your business. When you're a public figure, that means including myself, who's going to tell him? Your life is the public's business. No, I didn't say it should be. I said it's just a reality. You get it? You get it? You don't get it? No? It's not working.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
All right. Shout out to you, Brother Patrick. I see you, sir. Let me continue reading Yule's nonsense talk. This is Yule Edochie and his wife, ex-wife to be on the right-hand side, his wife to be, hopefully, inshallah, because that one need to show him shege. He will learn about women for the first time. He will learn by force. He will learn that woman no be a mate at the end of the day when it comes to this thing. He will learn by force, by fire, but it's not learning yet. No, just wait for it, okay? Wait for it. Let me continue. He said, how many of you fought for Mohbad when he was alive? Now that he's dead, you're using him to draw traffic to your page? Useless people. For over 1 year, bloggers have been telling all sorts of lies against me. Now, to be fair to him, some people are covering some stories that are not founded anywhere. Some people are praying and doing nice video for him somewhere on the internet. Yeah, there's some weirdos like that on the internet. It is what it is. There are trolls. I mean, we had a Kene here earlier, Willie. Right? We have literally multiple Kenes here. So, they're trolls on the internet. It's to be expected. You block them if you don't want to block them. You entertain them. You curse them out if you have to. Whatever. It is what it is, right? It's the reality. I don't get to run back to my uncle and say, oh, God, the troll is trolling me on the internet. I put myself on the internet. But that's literally what these people do. They point fingers. They're always a victim. Okay. They might have even been a victim before, but they continue to perpetuate victimhood. But they always come back and cry to us, don't they? Anyway, let's go. So for over 1 year, he's blaming bloggers. Bloggers have been telling all sorts of lies about me. Everybody turned to blogger for my case, spreading fake stories about me on Facebook just to make money. Some people are actually doing that. It's his expectations that are off. Okay. What do you expect, Yule? And the rest of the 2,000 Yules out there. What are your expectations exactly? The internet is a double-edged sword. It's completely up to you what you do with it. It's up to you. Anyway, telling lies just to destroy my name. See, this is the thing. At least here, some people lie, some people do lie. But here, I don't make things up. It's what they say that I read, and I do my own analysis of what I think, my personal opinions, right? In efforts to extract lessons, I try my best to make sense. Even when there's a disagreement here and there, I say, well, this is what I mean. Well, this is what I mean. Well, here's the context we're going from. Okay, there's another context. Okay, well, that's how you see. Well, we can agree to disagree, right? That's what we try to do here. Facebook just to make money, telling lies just to destroy my name, on top of matter we will now know nothing about, just because men don't talk. See, that men don't talk thing, they go in that direction from time to time. It is true that men, there's always truth. Our truth tellers, they always bring the truth and mix it up with the gumbo, and they try to make sense out of it. Like we don't know where. I don't know. What do you mean? I know that men tend not to talk or express themselves in healthy ways when it comes to the emotional. Express themselves emotionally in healthy ways. Like meaning, find a safe space. It could be your boys, your guys, a real barbershop, not some stupid internet barbershop where women are listening. A real barbershop where only men that can understand you are listening. That way they can apply empathy and tell you the truth, or hold you accountable, so that you don't get caught up in your feelings. Because when we tell you the truth in Bangba, in public, you get caught up in your feelings. Like women. No disrespect to the women. Literally, that's what they do. Just because men don't talk. Nah, bro. You've been talking. Quite a lot of talking. You've been doing a lot of talking. In fact, one of my assessments these days is that when you talk too much. Now you collect, now you're saying men don't talk. No, you've been talking, bruh. You've been talking. You are the one that started the talk. You could have just do your polygamy jejely in your own household, no problem. You had a second child with a side chick, you want to flip into polygamy. They've been doing that forever. That's not a crime. But you try to come here and control narrative, and bloggers show you what. And now you're talking about somebody's, it's a lie. You're trying to now wrap it up into Mohbad's story. May God forgive you. Because Mohbad lost his life, you did not lose your life. You use your own mouth to. That's what you did. None of you know what I see in my home that inspired my decision. Idiots. He just insinuated that he saw Shege from his wife, ex-wife to be. Tell us something new. We knew that you collected woto from that woman. Are you kidding me? I knew that. I'm not one of those people that peddle around that May is innocent. No, she's very good at this public game. She's better than you. She knows how to shut up in public and not drag herself in the middle of all, explain tirelessly to people that don't really give a shit.
You go explain because no evidence.
She's better at that. Not that she's better at being holy. See, that's the difference. I personally know that May was not innocent in that situation. That marriage wasn't nowhere perfect. Right? All it takes is at least one person for a marriage to not be anywhere close to perfect. If one person is Shaggy, that's their name, that marriage will be shaggy. That's all it takes. You can be a good person all you want. If you're married to a person that gives you shaggy, that marriage is shaggy. That's the way it works. So nobody said it was your fault. You insinuated that it was your fault because you tried to do the right thing by flipping a side chick to a second wife, and then you collect woto from the public, and now they see your ex-wife to be as an angel. That's all of your fault. All of it. Let's blame it on your incompetence. Because you think you can manipulate the public. You can't even manipulate your wife. You think you can manipulate all of the public? No, they can see through the bullshit. That's why they might not even be able to put the finger on it, but they react. Their reaction is the results you created. It doesn't mean your fault. It's just the result you created. You have to hold yourself accountable and responsible for that. And then pivot. And then learn how to navigate that. But no, you keep coming back here to cry to us that somebody is trying to kill you, and you're comparing yourself to a young man who was actually being bullied, and allegedly being bullied and lost his life. How insensitive. Just bad. Just bad. They don't stop. I told you. I've told you a long time. They have a hard time stopping. It's going to take everything to humble yourself to stop when you're obsessed with being right. Anyway, let me continue. He said, Facebook just to make money, spreading fake stories about me on Facebook just to make money, telling lies just to destroy my name, on top of matter where you know nothing about, on top of matters that you know nothing about, just because men don't talk. None of you know what I see in my home. That inspired my decisions. Idiots. What they did to Mohbad is finally bringing Mohbad back into it. What they did to Mohbad is what they've been doing to me on the internet. This is why a lot of people this is why a lot of people continue to call you narcissist. That's why. You can't stop. You're always looking for places to sniff in your food. And it's never enough. It will never be enough until you look inwards. It will never, ever. It's not a curse. I swear. Allah. Wallahi. It will never be enough until you look inwards. Okay? They've been doing to me on the internet for over 1 year. How many Nollywood? He dragged his colleagues into it. How many Nollywood people? Well, he dragged them earlier. He's basically telling us that it's being boycotted by a lot of people. That's what's going on. Okay, he's not getting calls. Nobody wants to be associated with that nonsense. Okay, most people that have something going for them is only the lowest of the barrel. Is that how to say? The lowest of that industry are the only people that are probably calling him right now. The ones that have things to lose, that don't want. It's not like it's not a big deal. It's not personal, but. There's a lot going on with your brand right now. We'll revisit that. Let's let things calm down a little bit. This is the reality with business and power, bro. They will abandon you. They will boycott you. And the worst part is that they won't tell you. They'll just be like, oh yeah, that thing we're supposed to do, right? We kind of postponed it till next year. That's what they'll tell you. Now you come here and then start crying to the whole world and telling on yourself because you talk too much. Now you're telling on yourself. Nollywood people are now saying, it's not, thank God it wasn't just me that boycotted him. Everybody else is doing it too. Let's continue what he said. How many Nollywood people have come out to say enough? Okay, he started to act like he's talking about Mohbad, but he's talking about himself. To say enough. Let him go and sort out his own business. I think I saw one person, Daddy Freeze was trying to help him a little bit and say, let's leave him alone. Let's leave him alone. You are doing a live session, Daddy Freeze. No live stream. You're not leaving him alone. You can't leave him alone because you have a media platform and it's hot news because he continues to make himself hot news for the wrong reasons. You're all waiting for me to die so you can post my picture and write your nonsense justice for. Why would they say justice for? They might say RIP because the truth is that we love Yul Edochie as an actor. Right? They will still say RIP because they can relate. Say they take it personal. God forbid something happens to you. Nobody wants anything to happen to him. We don't want that. We just want all of this to pass away too. If you will let it all pass away. 2 years from now, we go all day all right. Listen, the impact is all that matters. The impact still now up to now, the major impact that Yul Edochie has left on all of us is skills when it comes to acting. But he won't rest. He won't zuka nuke. He will refuse to rest in Jesus' name. No, I'm not praying that he should refuse to rest. I'm saying he refuses to rest. I want him to rest in Jesus' name so we can get back to what we love about his craft. We don't care what happened in your household. Everybody go do all right. Marriage is not do or die after all. But you won't rest. You're looking to be validated everywhere. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about all of you that are listening to me that can relate one way or the other to you. That's what I'm talking about. You will probably never see this. There's thousands of videos going out about him. I'm talking about if you find yourself in a situation where you have this urge to shalaye, urge to shalaye all the time. Kule work, you will get tired.
Explain, because no evidence.
There's no evidence. These are your emotions. Bottom line is like you lost your family. And sadly, you lost a son in the middle of all of that. Let me continue. He said more. He said justice for. Justice. Why would they say justice for? What crime are we talking about? He said, "Na thunder go fire all of una. I lost." He said he lost his son in the midst of unbearable pain. He said they said he killed his son. I'm sure somebody said something, some weird stuff like that out there. I'm sure they did. But the cost of fame. No, I'm not saying it's right. But it's the public, and you're a public figure. I'm just pointing fingers at your expectations. Calm down. Yeah, it's very bad that they did that. But they did that because you kept talking. Well, not because you kept talking. You fueled the fire. Okay, I don't know. Bottom line is that rest. Rest. In the midst of unbearable pain, them say Nahim killed his own son. How many of una come out to fight for justice? Justice for what? I'm so confused. Even my own auntie is talking about the other lady. I think that lady should rest too, by the way. Even my own auntie has not called me on the phone for one day to ask me what happened. He's talking about, what's her name again? Auntie, the other Edoche that's been making up with the other lady, Sarah Martins and stuff, right? Family matters should go inside. Just because you tend to be on the side of the popular, the popular side, according to everybody, does not mean you're doing the right thing. It's actually not relevant. There's no wisdom in that. It should be handled privately. It's family matters. So now he's dragging his auntie. Even my own auntie has not called me on the phone for one day to ask me what happened. Instead, she dey use me draw traffic for her page. I don't know. I don't know. Let me see. Before I continue, he said a lot. He said a lot, as usual. He's been saying a lot. Chie says he doesn't want it to pass away. Look at the rumor about Adeswa's husband. The rumor came out, did not see a day. Right? That rumor just natural. Just like that. Just said he behaves like he's possessed. No, there are regular brothers, uncles, aunties that that think like this. They think they can actually control narrative by being obsessed with being right. It never works. It just gets worse for them. Okay? It just gets worse. Yeah. Yeah, he brought all of this out. He brought them all out. He brought this whole thing. Right? He talks too much. That's the problem. Okay? If he stopped talking right now, at some point they will tell the Auntie Edoche, the other auntie, Rita Edoche, thank you. They will tell Auntie rest. If he just stopped, just shut the hell up for a second. A second means 3 months. Okay, not 3 months. 6 months. No, 2 years. Face your business. Keep acting. People will tell Auntie Rita to go and rest. Because Auntie Rita will probably, if she's truly chasing clout, she will not rest. People will have to tell her to go and rest. But, you will not know that. You will say, no, I need to be right. In fact, let's stage a skit. My wife, Ijele, let's stage a skit again to make them trend. And they will now come back and cry and say his mental health has been tampered with. Baba, you're the one giving the content. You are the content. You are the one producing the content. We were just commentary. For our own reasons. Here is lessons. For some other people, it's cruise. Anyway, let me continue. On top matter we no concern una. On top of matter that's none of your business. We una know as it takes start. On top of matter that you don't know how it started. Of stuff that happened inside the house. Remember, this is not a leaked sex tape. He leaked this himself. Okay, let's just continue. Because a man would rather keep quiet and protect the image of his wife than spill unnecessary information. But you just did. Does he realize he's spilling information in this moment, in real time? Right? Now, those that are nosy enough and say, yeah. May was also a useless person. She did not give him sex. She stopped cooking for him a long time ago. He complained, but he tried his best. And then some auntie will see that story, someone say, yeah, I believe that. These women are wicked and brutal. That's all you're able to get out of this. You're right. Anyway. Protect the image of his wife than spill unnecessary information. The bullying, insults, curses I have received on the internet for over 1 year is enough to kill and drive to depression. Now, if I tell everybody, please stop insulting you, Lo, how well do you think that will work out? Would that work out? Is that going to work? I'm asking. If I tell everybody, please, stop insulting you, Lo, it is not nice. You want to call you Lenyini? Did they not teach you in your house? Why are you insulting a grown 40-year-old man who chose to bring his family business to the internet? How do you think that's going to work out? He has 20 million monitoring spirits. Let me see how many monitoring spirits, because I actually got this from his own page. He posted this about 6 hours ago. It's fresh. Okay. He has how many monitoring spirits just on his page? On his page alone, he has 2 million monitoring spirits. Right? If you can't get them to stop, is it me that can get them to stop? I'm asking for a friend. How realistic is that expectations? How's that going to work out? Oh, but I don't care. I'm just speaking, but you're wasting energy. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. You're wasting energy that could be used on working on yourself, working on your craft, and allow God to do what he does so that the public itself will defend you and tell Auntie Rita and everybody will come against their favorite, used to be their favorite, you, to rest. One day I will come up with a list here of people that have had crisis, people that have had scandals that came back stronger. It takes one simple thing. One very simple thing to get that to happen. It's very hard for human beings to do it. It's a very simple thing. It's one of the hardest things for human beings to do. Rest. Another way I've said it is let go. You have to let go. If it's easier said than done, that is a fact. But you have to gain some courage. You have to let go. A lot of things, the wisest people in the history of mankind understand this. If you can't control it, let it go. Yes, it's hard. Let it go. Let it go. He said, but you can't kill me. That's what he said. God made my head strong. 100 million of you demons cannot reach me. Whatever evil you wish will follow you 1,000 times. Witches and wizards. My point is simple. This is what he's still saying. I'm quoting. If you never posted Mohbad, no, that wasn't the point, by the way. We can see through the bullshit. That wasn't the point. The point is that, please, I need attention. Validation validates me here too. They attack me too. That's the point, okay? It's not what you say. We're watching your actions. Your actions speak louder than words, okay? For all the lames, how do you know what he thinks? You're a lame. We know what he thinks, okay? We know. All right. If you never posted Mohbad when he was alive, simply shut up and let his soul rest. Allow the police to do their job. As you don't know all sides of the story. What's the other side of the story? You're telling on yourself. You're using your own words. You want us to be. No, you're telling on yourself right now. we're not, this is not a court of law. So no, we're not looking for the other side of the story. In fact, the only thing like, you talk too much. We don't need the other side of the story to tell that you talk too much. Gentlemen, we don't need the other side of the story. Okay? Even when you go to the court of law, your lawyer, if they are competent enough, at some point, like, shh. Well, Sam Larry has overdone himself. What did he say in that video that he ended up deleting? He said, ghost in a movie. It's only in movies, right? You understand now? You shall get it. Shh. You think you are smarter than people that say shh? Well, Sam Larry is dumb because they overdo it. Pride will destroy you all the time, 100% of the time. Just so you know that, and that's all of us. When you start doing, you get away with something. The pride will keep tampering with your head, like, oh, you can do it again, until one day you do your last. So Sam Larry himself go collect. It's too late. I heard now that he's running around in Kenya. He tried to fly from Kenya to Dubai, allegedly, and then yeah. But anyway, let's get back to you before we go to Sam Larry. There's more on that as well. I'm gonna try to finish on time today. If we can't finish, we'll continue tomorrow. Okay, no big deal. But I don't want to do 4 hours today. I don't want to do that. Allow the police to do their job. It's finally got back to Mohbad. As you don't know all sides of the story, if you have money to spare, send to his family and console them. Stop chasing clout with his name. Now, who's going to tell him that he can also be accused of the same thing in this moment? I'll wait. Who is going to tell him? You get it? That he can be accused of the same thing at this point. Okay? There's at least about 16,000 likes on this post. Multiply that by 100 in terms of reach. Is he chasing clouds too? Because all it takes is point finger and then boom, you're a cloud chaser too. That's all it takes. Right? Stop chasing clouds with his name. That's what you all are good at. You fight the living and celebrate the dead. Walking demons. Anyway, there's more Mohbad stories to cover. Sadly, RiP to Mohbad. Let me leave you for now. I'm sure we'll come back and tell us more about what he's struggling with. I'll be back. Welcome back. Let's continue with some of the things that happened over the past few days. Well, one of the highlights is that the mother came out. I'm going to play that video. The mother came out. A lot of people were under the impression that he lost his mother a long time ago. I guess maybe he said he lost his mother. Maybe the mother left. But the mother is... Somebody came out and said they are the mother. Let me just say like that. But I think they're the mother. Okay. And there's another video. We're just gonna let me see something here. Why are you running? Why are you running? Who said that too? I need to find that. You're right. I need to find out. Why are you running? Yeah. Just says he needs attention. We're talking about you now, right? Dilo said, actually, bloggers are helping with Mohbad issue because we need to make noise. That's why you can't blame any form of media. The media does what it does. The media is a function of people's noise, right? If you decide to pick on the part that doesn't favor you and then start pointing fingers at them, you collect. Yama Jenny, I swear. I can't waste energy for no reason. And you deserve it because ignorance is not an excuse. That's just how media works. Okay? If it's that harmful, people get picked up. Right? When Eniola Badmus picked up that young girl for blackmailing her, it's died down a little bit right now, but I think it was almost about to come back and hunt her. You don't pick up people randomly and harass them with police because you're a person of status in society. You are harassing people at that point in time, and you have to be careful with that in a social media world, because if people shout enough on you, you will destroy your own career, your own brand, just because you're obsessed with being right. Okay? People will say bad things about you even when you're a regular person on the street. How much more you're a person with all types of monitoring spirit that have interest in monitoring every move because they like your work, or they think they don't like your work, or they don't like your work. Bottom line is all called interest. You make money from it. You literally convert this to dollars and travel around the world. So the entitlement is given. How dare you? You're a superstar, a rock star. You've benefited from that, but you want to blame social media? Could make sense. It doesn't make any sense. And like I said earlier, some of these people need public relations specialists to help them. They just don't know any better. But ignorance is not an excuse. It's not. Life with not to say Atirita to collect. Atirita is going to collect if she doesn't rest. Did you see the dance that she was doing all over the place with some people that were trying to bring you back home? Somebody needs to tell her to go and rest somewhere. Okay. Anyway, Tonto had something to say. Let's just go through this. Tonto is pointing fingers at NDLEA, rightfully so. She said, NDLEA Nigeria. NDLEA is the National League of Drugs Association or something. It's a drug agency that's supposed to regulate drug abuse and stuff like that in Nigeria. Drug use in general. She said, NDLEA will now go tired. Because NDLEA came out and they said they didn't give that young man some kind of water to drink. Yes. They will have to explain tire on this one.
We will explain because no evidence.
She said, Tonto said, did I read that you never arrested Mohbad? Because they claim that they never arrested him. Even if you held him in custody for a second and you couldn't go home for 1 minute, that is still called arrest. It's not until you take them behind the cell or lock them up. That's not when you call it arrest. If I say, hey, wait there, stay right there for 2 minutes, that is called arrest if you're a police or you're some kind of government agency. Okay? Even if it's 1 second. Okay. Did I read that you never arrested Mohbad? You didn't give him any substance to ingest? I hope you all see the videos where Mohbad himself is saying this. Well, I'm not surprised. You made a drug lord. They made Naira Marley. That's what she's talking about. Because she did. I remember her saying like, this is weird. Like, you stupid people, when they made Naira Marley the ambassador for NDLEA. Naira Marley was somebody who celebrated drug use and drug abuse. Okay. But they made him the ambassador, so that was kind of weird. But it was weird for me because I didn't follow Naira Marley like that. I just like the songs, you know. But it's making sense now. And she said, well, I'm not surprised you made a drug lord an ambassador. So I expect, I guess she said anything, it's a typo, from you. I expect nothing from you. We will never believe you. Sick, just sick. That's what Tonto said. And this is, let me show you this.
Zinolowski tour in the US, they don't cancel him. Justice must be prevailed. You understand? I tell when I say one day, a cinnamon go find himself for a fire.
All right, so this is Sam Clef. Sam Clef has been all over here trying to push for justice. I applaud him for that. Now, he posted something earlier that was quite questionable, and people did question him immediately because, again, the clout thing is real. It's like drugs, and some people don't know when to stop, for real. But how do I know that when it's personal? I think he deleted it. Let me see. Did he delete it? Let me see. I think he deleted it. Yeah, he should delete it. He was trying to drag his own matter into it. That Tunde, he tried to drag Tunde Ednut into the drama. He said Tunde knows now. It's not sharing space, media space with him. People are like, are you serious? Are you chasing clout? So it looks like he deleted that, which is smart. I'm trying to see if it's still there. Let's see. Yeah, he deleted it. Anyway, he's been covering the story. I'm seeing a news here that says Naira Marley's female artist Tori Kichi reacts to Mohbad passing away after her main account was taken by the label. Oh, it took it by the label. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to the story. So that's Sam Clef right there. He needs to rest and focus on the justice for Mohbad. Okay, so here's another one.
So many things to suspect, and all of them have been coming out to deny all of the allegations so far.
Hey, Mo Fresh, good to see you.
In fact, the man, when I listened to some of the people close to him, when I put calls across, he said,
let's hit that like button. I'm missing about 8.
Actually, they weren't even guiding him or protecting him from the mob who wanted to take money from, normally, I don't understand. Even Cute Abiola complained similar thing. You go to a place like that, you are famous. That is one of the prices you pay for being famous.
That's it. Now, this guy, Objective TV Media, Shagun. I follow Shagun from about 6 years ago when he was covering the whole election at that time, when Buhari came in for the second time, when Showore was running for the first time. He said something here. He said, away from the speculations, if you want justice, people in general need to be aware of that. The speculations, especially bringing the spirituality into it, will destroy all types of accountability, just so you know. Okay? It will. All right. Because at that point, just think about jungle justice. Jungle justice will hurt any chances of proper accountability that's sustainable over even beyond other cases that may be like Mohbad, people bullying them in the future. Okay, so people were calling out. I saw Bella Shmurda, I'll read that statement in a second, also talking about anything in the streets. Like, no, calm down. I know it's very hard to trust. It's very hard to trust the Nigerian police or any type of authority, but they live inside of that system and they still have to count on that system. They need to keep their foot on their neck in the right way and keep pressurizing them. That's the only way. It takes time, it's patience, and yes, casualties potentially. I'm sorry, but that's the only way you can set up anything that's sustainable. Okay. I can see somebody here already say, let me unfollow and block you first because I hate nonsense. Let's see what he said. So people, this is very passionate. People feel a sense of connection to this story, right? So if you're going to say anything stupid, make sure you take your time to express yourself properly, and even at that you can still collect. But I think he says something stupid. Let's continue.
In Nigeria, that they want to mob you, they want to collect money from you, they want to force you to pay this and then you'll be wondering, can't I move freely? Can't I come and celebrate with people again? Must I pay at every junction? So that guy said he was actually trying to protect him, not that he used any charm or anything to beat that they are close and then all that.
What I don't understand is that some things are extremely obvious here, and that's not judgment. It's just some things are obvious, and some people have track records, and Sam Larry has track records, right? Why is it that his words that we're now believing? That's, if we're going to believe anything, I get that he's trying to preach, don't speculate, but it's starting to sound, which is why people are overreacting in the comment. I can see right now, somebody say, you for shut up, oh. What speculation? Right? You never hear how them take the beat person gradually to death. I be the crazy. So, see, I told you, right? I did say speculation, spirituality, I did say that, right? But I believe that this guy believed they bullied him. I'm just saying, if we want to get to justice, there's still due process that people need to be encouraged to learn how to go through so they can set up a society that actually function for themselves. The jungle justice thing is everywhere, and there are people that are innocent that collect from jungle justice oftentimes. Many of them will never make news because they're not Mohbad.
So Samilari too came out. Naira Marley too, as I think I saw a video where he was trying to give a.
He's trying to do the journalism thing.
Comment about.
It's not really, let's balance.
But long and short, why there are many things to suspect? Why there are many things to suspect? This video is as of when he dropped that Feel Good song. And the going was still good at the time, that you can see Malians, that's Marley, all of them were celebrating. The best way to really hit at the real cause of death would be an autopsy.
People did not hear the autopsy part. They're like, dude, I will smack you from your mouth if you say. If you tobacco sorrow, shut up. They probably turned it off as soon as they saw it. Like I said, most people will listen sometimes long enough because they are picking. If they care about you enough, they listen long enough to find what they disagree with. And some people will just hear the first sentence and be like, we really, because they already believe what they believe, right? Now, let me see. Let's continue.
Speculations could be means to information gathering. They could be means to getting the information they could be means to the investigation, but speculations are not the investigations themselves. We have to be clear about this. Speculation is not the investigation in itself.
Listen, people find the speculation thing offensive, even the use of the word, and I can see that in this comment here already. Somebody said, what nonsense are you saying? Are the bully and harassment beating up a celebrity up and down? Somebody said, yeah, I think you're right, but what about the bullying and harassment or threatening of life, which a lot of them were caught on? I think they were caught on tape. Well, we caught his own words on tape, being afraid, right? Can actually lead to depression, brother. It can. Well, there's no question that this young man was depressed. There's no question about that. Anyway, let's continue. Let's leave Shagun of Objective TV Media alone. Let's continue. All right, so this was the news I was just talking about. It said in Kenya, this was posted about 3 hours ago, just before we came live. It said Kenya DCI, Director Criminal Investigation, allegedly stopped Sam Larry from leaving their country. Now, take it with a grain of salt when Nigerian bloggers release news. Okay, pinch of salt. The department is looking into this matter, which Sam Larry may later be sent down to Nigeria and will be handed over to the right authorities. Always check status. Okay. Good morning, sir. I'm informed he wants to travel to Dubai secretly, but unfortunately, as per yesterday, me and my director of criminal investigation and public prosecutions, Kenya, has talked. Has taken his passport. No, has talked. His passport was blacklisted and placed a stop order. Let me not give you a blind Kenny. Let me just read it to you. Okay. His passport was blacklisted and placed a stop order until he's arrested and investigated on his entry purpose to Kenya and deported back to Nigeria, as we believe he has an ongoing criminal case to aid in investigation and be held responsible if found liable with charges on him. The director watched all the videos on social media and write-up, and he said it is enough to claim he is dangerous and a threat to the people of Kenya. By tomorrow, let me see what the director will say, and if they decide to arrest, interrogate, or deport him, I will let you know his deportation order and hours so you can receive him there. The more I watch, I cannot fear him. Me too, my demons are with Mohbad. Okay, and imagine these fools accusing me of casting his new apartment. He had run from first apartment, he went to the other apartment, and it was All right, so somebody is leaking. That's very easy. That's possible. I'm just saying this is all still allegedly, right? Let's continue. So Zinoliski is one of the hottest artists out of Malian music right now. He had a show. Well, he had a USA tour that's due September. Okay. As a matter of fact, he had a Maryland. I saw a Maryland post that he was supposed to perform in Maryland on September 29. All that is cancelled. Okay. He had plans to go to DC, New York, Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, Chicago, Cleveland, Los Angeles, Boston, Indiana. I see Jersey anyway, cancelled. Okay, shows are cancelled. That's a lot of money. Because people refuse to do business properly. Okay. Now another person that's made the news is Sheon Kuti. I think Sheon need to go and rest. Sheon should rest. But before I continue, let me come to the chat. Okay, I'm come to the chat real quickly. Chia says they bully the crap out of him. Yep, that's obvious to me. Now Marley cannot fool us with this manipulation. The bullying alone, not crime. So everybody's talking about, maybe nobody said that they single-handedly, killed him. That's possible, but nobody's saying that. There's no evidence of that. But the bullying and the fact that the boy has been complaining for weeks to months, all the way up to February 2022, I think, or was it October? That's everywhere. That's a big deal, right? So, and obviously Sam Larry has a certain type of reputation. So it's understandable if it's offensive to the public to be calling any of this speculation. Was it Mohbad or Naira Marley? Which one? See at Kenya carry matter for head. Nigerian government is sleep. He loves to be controversial. What is he saying this time? Yeah, it's sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes it's like, okay, you're doing too much. You have no respect for how things actually work. Like many people, everybody that's, oh, it's my right. This is my right. And that's, the other day was saying it's right. The next thing, he slapped a policeman and he was dragged on the internet for no reason because he wanted to be a stubborn version of Fela. But anyway, let's continue. Fela did not have this facility called social media. Be guided. Sheon Kuti. Okay, I think I like him, but sometimes just rest. Let's see what he said. Hopefully it won't take too long before he says something, because I will just have to narrate if it's taking too long.
Hello everybody. How on a day?
Oh, that was Zinoliski.
I thought I'd be looking more stressed than this.
Zinoliski was supposed to be on tour. Zinoliski has also been accused of let's kind of stylishly wait for this guy to say what he wants to say. Zinoliski has been stylishly accused also of making orders for allegedly making orders for Sam Larry to help him beat people up. There was a particular situation where they said it was in a club and they played Sheyi Vibes music, and then I think they ordered that Sam Larry should beat that person up or something like that. I don't know if they beat them up or they harassed them. The DJ, well, like, how dare they play Sheyi Vibes music when he's in the club?
People that can't gossip for you.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to take long.
Gossip, and I can't gossip.
But basically what he's saying is that he's saying something similar to what Shagun said, which is speculation, and he's basically calling everybody demons, calling all of us demons, and that's how they didn't listen to him and blah blah blah. He's asking everybody to rest. Okay, he said stop trying to make a scapegoat out of people. Scapegoats will be Naira Marley potentially and Sam Larry. He's telling people stop trying to make a scapegoat out of people. That's what he's saying. He said, I'm not going to scapegoat anyone with you people. You have done it to me. You can do it to anyone, and it's the same set of people running the internet police force. Okay. So again, I understand if this is coming off as offensive. I'm kind of some kind of similar opinion that if they're going to help, I think also Cute Abiola says something to that effect. For example, when the people have division between them, you can help. Everybody needs to face front, face forward, and what do you want? Justice for Mohbad. There's a way to get that done. There's too many moving variables. If everybody is caught up in their emotions, which they have the right to be, it will actually decrease the chances of proper accountability. That's all these guys are trying to say. I agree. It might come off as insensitive. Somebody here says Sheon is right. You're all are hypocrites.
I don't know if I've met him before. I don't think I've met him.
Okay, he's gonna do a long stroke talk, so let me just read this. When Abu Abel bullied DJ Chicken, I don't know what that is. That sounds like a familiar name. Broke his arm and almost killed him. Y'all didn't agitate against that. Instead, una cruise about arm, and most people were even hailing Abu Abel online. Lower only sorrow. Y'all support violence, but when things go upside down, una go they look for scapegoats. Nah, we'll see. But that's some of the things that's going on right now. That you should probably just look out for. Maybe you will understand what I'm saying as time plays out. Okay, we need to take due process. It's always important. Okay, and due process sometimes will come with casualties. It's just too many moving variables. This is the real world. It's a dangerous world. It is what it is. But if you're going to create what's more sustainable over time, due process needs to be respected. Let's see. Chinye say, what? Did he not see all the evidence out there of what Mohbad went through and the perpetrators? Listen, some people are going to try to do work with this topic. Trust me. They'll be trying to do work with this topic. Sheon no get sense. But Apache says Sheon no get sense. He's a musician. He should have called for justice for the young man. That's all they need to be doing. But when people start to get woke, sometimes they lose their mind in the middle of it. And yeah. But remember, he said they did it to him. Now it's making it about himself. So he probably can't think straight right now because it's relating in the other direction. Anyway. Oh, okay. We already went over time. Okay. But let me do something because, again, I'm going to fly through this really quickly. And just bring us up to speed with what's going on. There's also this lady who predicted.
Naira Marley, unfollow the idiots.
This lady has passed away now. Ada Ame. She warned Nigerians of Naira Marley. Let's play that really quickly.
That's stupid. They're misleading our youngsters. We have 1,001 problem in Nigeria. You don't know what's in Nigeria they talk right now. Oh, you get Britico citizen, you be Britico. If anybody will get sense, if you they follow Naira Marley, unfollow the idiots. That's stupid. They're misleading our youngsters. We have 1,001 problem in Nigeria. You don't know what's in Nigeria they talk.
All right, this young lady passed away. It's probably going on a year ago, and she already warned Nigerians of Naira Marley, apparently. And somebody says, so sad she's not alive to see the justification of our warnings. Then, to tell those people, I said it. Can you all see? He became a thorn in your flesh. Anyway, no, we're not talking about this guy. Anyway, let's continue. Let's see if we can fly through some of this. Just updates on what's going on. All right. He came up again. Wait. Anyway, somebody here says how Sam Larry harassed, threatened to kill me on Zelensky's orders. This is what I was talking about. That on Zelensky's orders for playing Sheyi Vibe's song in his presence. All right, so this person, the pagan of Lagos, these same guys attacked and bullied this DJ for playing Sheyi Vibe's music while Zeno was present. These guys don't date this lane. It don't take. They've been doing it for a long time. Salary threatened to shoot him and bury him, dispose his body in a shallow grave. This was the DJ Tuzo. If not for the intervention of a security man, management, and again, listen, the 2 or 3 people. 2 or 3 people. The truth can be established. 2 or 3 people. I think it's been more than 3 people. But again, there's court of law anyway. There's due process. I'm encouraging that, of course. Let's see. Family member, a suspected busybody berates Mohbad's wife over the pickup truck she allegedly bought for his father. So some persons who was, all those people that were filming the father and interviewing him, all those weirdos that were interviewing him, and the guy just in yard dust everywhere, right? They filmed some kind of truck, and they said, and they were basically belittling the girl for buying, and just like, these people are dumb skulls. But yet, let me show you what I'm talking about.
This is the pickup the wife came to buy for the father. Have you seen? Yeah. No. I'm not going inside that place again. Please. I'm begging in the name of God. I'm not going inside there again. This is the pickup. But for me, I can never and buy this kind of pickup for my father. Lie. Alone is to me be. Baba me good am gun ẹṣin ńlá ni. Ọlọ́run.
All right, you see stupid talk. All right, that's a person who thinks they're actually saying something that makes sense. He said, I will never buy this kind of truck for my father. My father must ride a horse. That means he's saying like something high, right? The reality is that Mohbad was probably broke when he passed away. He probably was trying to keep up with a certain type of lifestyle, trying to buy clothing and certain type of costume for his shows just to keep up with lucky lifestyle. He probably had nothing, right? The mother-in-law was trying to help him, allegedly was trying to help. He bought the land that he actually buried him, and he was probably trying to see if he can put some things away, probably realizing it seems like a very young man that was trying to wise up ahead of his time and trying to say, well, this money is not the last, so maybe I should do something. He was on that edge where he was trying to do that. But so now he should come and be buying Eshin for the father when he's still trying to sort himself out. Has a young 5-month-old baby, a wife. All right, so that's how stupid people are sounding out there. I just want you to be aware. There's another young lady here, some Esther Unwachuku, who had something to say. She was being dragged, but let's see what she has to. Let's see if it make any sense.
To my Nigerians, I want to tell you guys something. I know you guys will not believe what I'm about to say, but I have to say it. Naira Marley did not kill Mohbad. Rest in peace to Mohbad. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
Now let's say he said Naira Marley did not kill Mohbad. Let me first of all say may his soul rest in perfect peace. Well, you did not kill Mohbad, right? The right thing to do if you feel that way is to shut up. The reality is that you don't know, we don't know, right? But of course they are woke. They must say something, right?
But Naira Marley does not have hands in what Mohbad and what happened to Mohbad. Because I understand the fact that both of them had issues, they fought, he signed an artist and the artist decided to break out from the record label. Money was wasted, this and that, so many things happened. He was so angry. And yeah, that was a mistake he did. But I also understand the fact that Nigerians should know that Naira Marley is a human being as well. If he was to be in your shoe, like you sign an artist. And
so this is the point where we say, Naira Marley is a human being as well. Let's not bully him. 2 wrongs don't make it right. Interesting. Let's continue.
Artist decided to go when the contract has not expired. What will you do? Yes, he might have taken the step to the wrong way, but
they might have taken the. Now she's snitching on them by herself. She said they might have taken the step in the wrong way. Who are these people?
He does not have any intention, and he did not have hands in what killed Mohbad. Look, guys,
is she a spokesperson for the Malian music? Terrible. Is she a spokesperson? Did they hire this person to come and do this spokesperson for them? Because she just threw them under the bus. She didn't mean to. She wanted to prevent it, but she threw them under the bus. They might have. Imagine your lawyer goes, well, my client might have committed murder, but just remember that he's a human being too.
In all social gatherings in Nigeria, probably.
He's gonna be like, shut up. You don't have to talk so much.
Enough to my Nigerians. But I want to ask you guys one question. Is it not a crime to help upcoming musicians, all these young boys from the streets? Because what you guys
I could see in her eyes, she thinks she's woke. Oh my shit. Oh.
To make some record label bosses not to want help people anymore because of what might happen.
So record label won't want to help people. Was the record label trying to make money? Was this a capitalist move on them to sign this artist? Or they're just doing charity work? Ha! Oh, Lord, Shano.
A future like what is happening to Naira Marley right now. How many times have you guys given Naira Marley accolade for signing so many young artists, for helping so many young people in the industry? How many times have you guys given him accolade? I understand that he took the fight with Naira.
He has a whole video on YouTube singing Soapy with 24 million views. That looks like accolade for me. Like people actually enjoy him as an artist, in spite of the fact that he was singing Soapy and he has a lot of vulgar language. Nigerians are hypocrites anyway, right? But they enjoyed it. That's the bottom line, right?
Mohbad to the extreme, but he has no intention. He did not Mohbad. I don't have much to say, but what I want to say is
she doesn't have much to say, but
an artist, a
Betty
in Nigeria and in Africa, and he should be given a befitting burial. He shouldn't be buried like a rat, like the way his father went up like a rat.
She's appeasing you guys now.
This is somebody that has been causing so many issues online. Okay. But I want to ask you guys one question. Is it not a crime to help upcoming musicians?
That wasn't a question. That was a rhetorical question, and that question was designed to shame you into silence and submission, to shut up and stop speculating and stop trying to look for a scapegoat. Even though everyone is just asking the question, where is Naira Marley? Where is Sam Larry? They should be held accountable. There's a lot of allegations.
Naira Marley has been accused. So please, I would prefer that they should go and dig his body out and carry autopsy on him to ascertain what really happened to him. And his friend that he fought with should be arrested. The dogs that gave to be arrested. His friend that made a video where Mohbad's body was lifeless in the car should be arrested for questioning. That is what they should do, not to bury him like that. This guy is he was a public figure.
All right, let's just leave this auntie alone. Let's leave her alone for a second here. Oh my God. That's some of the updates. I told you there's some updates. People have opinions, but these are the reasons why these things happen. They're enablers. There are enablers everywhere. Okay. Let me see here. Oh, Lord. Mistake. With young folks, first millions made are always squandered. There's Owe Yoruba. Owa kokpa money. Kandini. Guguru. Mafi jekujeni. That's reality across the board, right? So in Naira Marley, when they invest in this case, they're also aware it's literally an investment. There's a plan to make that money back, which means there's a risk that you won't make that money back. Okay. So no, we're not going to give Naira Marley extra accolade after singing Soapy with him. That's ridiculous. Okay. So as a human being, you cannot leave something that is choking you. You must stay by fire by force. Even God gives us free will. Who are you to not allow someone to do what works best for them? Don't let anybody shame you to not renegotiate. There's always room to renegotiate. Always. Okay? It's just a due process, but there is room to renegotiate. So they must be forced to do something where what I don't understand is that there should be a clause in the contract that will spell out the consequences if you are backing out. There are clauses in there, okay? But if somebody has a way on them that you want to pluck that badly or fruit on them, there's room for renegotiation, right? It's just that you might not be able to work until you renegotiate. And there are always loopholes around that. There are always loopholes you can explore. That's why you need to find good representations to help you with that. Because this contract are designed, they call them predatory contracts. Yes, sure, if you want to call them that. But they are fair. Because you sit down there, they say, hey, you can have a lawyer. Usually the first few lines will say you have a representation or something like that. If you choose to decline or waive your right to representation, it is what it is. Are they predatory? Yes, you can call them that if you feel, but that doesn't, just calling them predatory doesn't protect you. What protects you is educating yourself. Okay, talking out of both sides of her mouth. Yeah, she was trying to appease both sides. Or then again, she said, "Oh, then again." Listen, I tried to help her, but it was unhelpable. Okay, now there's this girl, YBNL Princess, who's been also crying, but people are now accusing her of bullying because she's trying to drag herself into Mohbad's story. Kolewek. The focus is justice for Mohbad. Okay, why? Because people need to be held accountable so that they can learn how to move in a developing society, right? So now they are telling people to speak up, and people are speaking up. Okay, but if you speak up, just that's not a guarantee that you're also speaking the right thing. People will check you. So there's this comment here. There's no property. No, let me see here. Enough of YBNL Princess bullying. Actress Bukumi says as she corroborates singer Temi's rant over her missing song. So they are accusing the YBNL, which is Olamide's record label, of stealing songs. They said some art drive disappeared and stuff like that. Maybe people are stealing beats. Listen, anytime money is involved, somebody's gonna try to steal. Okay, protect yourself. Okay, I'm not saying stealing is right. I need to spell that out for some people. Like, no, I'm not saying stealing is right. Anytime money is involved, somebody's going to try to steal. Okay, someone is going to try to steal. Are they wrong? Yes, you're right. They're wrong. Okay, they're wrong for trying to steal. Okay.
Oh, you're right.
But protect yourself. Okay. Protect yourself. That means you can walk away from a relationship with that person, or if you feel like there's still some value you're getting in that relationship, then engage accountability, responsibility, and then learn how to create that. Okay. All right. But calling them names, it makes you feel better in the moment, I guess, but that's about all it does. It doesn't protect you. Okay, let's keep going. There's more to this Mohbad stuff. There's more. Just today alone, all right. There is no property anywhere. When the person who has full information decides to talk, many people will be arrested. This is something that the sister to the wife, Mohbad's sister-in-law, was saying. Let's play a few of that. Let's see if we can get something out of it. Okay. This was on Daddy. She was on Daddy Freeze yesterday.
There is no land anywhere. There is no property anywhere. Like I said, and I'll repeat it again. That land that they did Mohbad on, that land that they did Mohbad on, I was the one that wanted to buy that land. But I wanted something closer to buy the.
Anyway, let me help you with that. She wanted to buy the land, and she was like, "Oh, it's too far from the road." And the mother was like, Mohbad, you should start investing some of your money, start buying property, which is a good advice, at least on the surface, right? And that's when Mohbad decided to invest in the land, which is the land that the father eventually ended up fighting Mohbad's mother-in-law for, according to this young lady. And basically that's the land that it was buried on. But Mohbad's father has been granting interview to some people. Allegedly, some of those people are Mohbad's step brothers, and they were filming and putting videos out there and basically trying to paint a picture of the father being a victim less than 72 hours after the passing of his son. So it's weird to a lot of people. A lot of people are saying this is weird. I do think personally that's weird. They should be mourning at this point in time. But Patrick says if there's a room for negotiation, they shouldn't be bullying him using Sam Larry. Mohbad is the real source of bringing in money for Naira Marley. They should have appealed to him. The issue with them is that when you renegotiate, that means you are going to have to, you're negotiating particularly so you could get less money. They bully him because they want to keep the same deal, right? So if he wants out, that's literally can be termed or interpreted as he's asking for renegotiation. He doesn't want the deal anymore, right? Like, okay, just come, let's talk, let's have a conversation. But what they do, Naira Marley is a person who has no idea how business works. These are guys that, like fate threw money at them just to destroy them. Okay? Like when you throw money at people that don't know what they're doing, people that have never gone through any kind of struggle, that they actually build something from scratch, they don't know what to do with it. The pride creeps up on all of us, but it creeps up on them very fast, and then it destroys them, right? And that's what you're seeing going on. So instead of them to say, oh, well, this guy, he understands his value, let's just talk to him. Let's let things calm down a little bit. But they don't see it as that. They see it as, so that's the language they understand. And when they try to bring the street thing here, particularly Naira Marley seems like he's bringing the street thing from London, from Peckham in London. People say stop disrespecting Peckham. Peckham has some nice stuff going on. Shout out to Peckham. Like some people bring some nice things from Peckham, London. He's trying to bring the street thing from Peckham, London to come and operate in Nigeria. And just as much as you have freedom in Nigeria, you can be destroyed very fast as well. Some people have been through that. Some people have been through that. You better know what you're doing, especially if you're a young man. They will destroy you. Okay, you will destroy yourself in particular. But anyway, that's what I think is going on. Naira Marley himself does not understand business, so it is what it is. So that was the sister-in-law. Now the sister-in-law also mentioned the fact that Naira Marley suffered memory loss because they hit him with a gun in the head while they were bullying him. And I think this might have been months ago, and he's been doing memory loss in and out. And it was, there was an audio that came out, right? There's an audio that came out. Hold on one second. Let me just, hold on one second. All right, sorry about that. There was a audio of people accusing the wife, saying, because there's an audio of Mohbad saying, oh, so you want to kill me, right? There was that audio, and that audio was allegedly the wife. So the sister is saying that that the wife was the one who recorded Mohbad when he was out of it, right? Because he would say he was afraid of everything and was saying a lot of stuff. And then when he wakes up out of it, he will now say he didn't remember saying those things. And so she decided to record one of those moments, and that's some of the stuff that was leaked from their camp after he passed away. The audio of him saying, oh, so you want to kill me? Remember they said he has, there's a lot of stuff that was going with that young man before he passed away. He was quite troubled. All right, that's really all I can get out of that. But anyway, the sister-in-law is confirming that, yeah, it was actually the wife who recorded him to share with him, right, that this is what you were saying when you were out of, because he will be losing his memory in and out because they hit him with a gun during some of the bullying. Okay, so again, like I said, they've been canceling shows for Zinoliski or anything that looked like Malian Records. There's this is one of those audios of him saying this is, I'm gonna play this, just to remind you of what some of the stuff we saw yesterday. Let's go.
The way Mohbad. Exactly the way Mohbad.
Things on me. I went mad into because of this issue. Now they are trying to. Everybody in the whole world, please help me if I. Oh, Amali, I beg if I this.
Oh, guys, stop this now. What's wrong with you?
I beg, I never started talk. No worry. Make sure they go out. Oh yeah, call your police.
You know what? I just snapped back. I remember this story. I remember this video when it was actually happening. I remember this. Obviously, the noise wasn't this big, but I remember this story. It just snapped back into my memory. This particular video was leaked, him saying somebody were harassing them and stuff like that. It's crazy. This was, it looks like there were someone in the street, he was being attacked, he was running for his life. He also couldn't trust all the people around him, and he was saying things like, you, if you don't drop that phone, I will count you as one of them. He was on live. Yeah, this is his page. He was on live asking for help, basically. Okay, does this remind you of the End SARS situation? It was on live.
Look at all these people, sir. My God will never.
So he went live to protect himself so that people can help, and then you can even hear him saying what street he was on.
Never. I'm in the Dado estate.
See, he's talking about what estate is at.
I'm in the estate. Don't let anybody near me.
He said, don't let anybody near me because he couldn't trust.
I'm going to the hospital right now. Oh.
So eventually he ended up going to the hospital.
We are going to the hospital. This one, I don't trust that. I shall see the boy Mohbad. Things on me. She's dead too.
This was February 2022. Yeah, I remember. This is almost a year and a half ago. I remember seeing something like this, but I didn't follow Malian music like that, so I couldn't relate too much with the news. Okay, I won't replay. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry. All right, so that's some of the things that are happening when people are saying don't speculate, don't. That's why people are finding it offensive, because they see some of this video, they remember that, right? Don't speculate, don't make anybody a scapegoat. It's not making a person a scapegoat if you're asking them to come and answer to allegations. That's not making a scapegoat. That's some of the behavior, enabling behavior that encourages lack of accountability. All right? If somebody called me to police, or police shows up at my door, they don't really call us to police like they're here. They show up to my door and they say, can you step outside, sir? I was like, okay. Or they pull me over. I have my hands out. Can you show us your license? Registration, blah blah blah. Is like, it's in my back pocket. Can I go? Yes. Here you go, sir. Right. That is not speculation. Okay. That is not making me a scapegoat. Yeah, even though if they said they are stopping people because somebody look like you and somebody just kidnapped somebody, yes, that is still not speculation. Okay, it's called public safety. Nigerians, you can do better. You can, I swear, you can do better now. Come on. Sheon Kuti, come on. Okay. Come on. So the videos coming out of him saying I'm still a gangster, some other videos from the past, but there's this one video that we must touch today before we leave. I'm going to play it for you. This is the mother apparently coming out to say, no, she's not dead. She's dead, but they've been separated for a while. I'm going to play that for you, and maybe we can call it a day. She said I'm the mother of Mohbad. She says she did not die. She says she's alive. She said, but who prays that they lose a child and they start talking? She said she had no idea what was going on. She said somebody killed her son. And she's basically raining curses on them. She's swearing at them. Let me move that forward. Shout out to Instablog Nigeria. Okay, why is this muted? I wonder why. Okay, there you go. Okay, she's narrating that she had a relationship with him. as a matter of fact. And he said before he died that they gave him water and he didn't know what happened to him anymore. Okay, they gave him some kind of water to drink, and he had no idea what happened to him anymore. This is not just on the day he died. I think she's either talking about the day that NDLEA arrested him for a short while before they released him, or she's talking about actually in the house, the Malian house they call it in Lekki.
Ìgbà yẹn ni mo ti kò sí ẹ gbà mí. Mo dúró kò sí bí a máa sákiri ní èmi àtọmọ mi. Ó ti kú orí mi èmi ò rí. A máa sákiri ní kò lè sùn. Ìbẹ̀rù, ìfòyà ní promise fi kú. Àyà jíjá ti pọ̀ jù.
She said he was very afraid for his life. He couldn't go to shows because they said Naira, Marley and them are coming. They would beat him from time to time.
Wọ́n kàn ní ọmọ mi o, ìgbé Mohbad o, èmi gan mi ò ní sinmi o, títí tí promise fi kú, ìbẹ̀rù, ìfòyà ni mo wà kó tó kú yìí 10 days ni mo lò nínú ilé ẹ̀. Àfìgbà tí ìjọ Sátidé ni mo kúrò nílé ẹ̀, àfìgbà tí máa gbọ́ òkú ọmọ mi. Ṣùgbọ́n omi náà fún òun tó mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sóun mọ́. Omi náà fún òun tó mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ mọ́. Ìgbà yẹn mo ti kò sí. Ìgbà yẹn ni mo ti kò sí ẹ gbà mí. Mo dúró sí ìgbà máa sákiri ní èmi àtọmọ mi. Ní ọjọ́ Monday, mo sì pè ìyàwó ẹ̀ ní ọjọ́ Monday a jọ sọ̀rọ̀.
And by the way, she's inside of Mohbad's apartment right now with the child so she's talking from that place.
Kò ju wákàtí kan lọ, wọ́n pè mí. Èmi gan ni mo tún pè. Wọ́n pè mí pé mọ́mì, òun ò ní ṣòkú ọmọ o, òun ò ní ṣòkú ọ̀pọ̀ o. Mo ní kí ni? Inú ilé ẹni mo wà yìí, ṣó yẹ kí tún máa wà nínú ilé ọmọ mi lè wọ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n ṣe àbẹ̀ mí pé kí n wá ni. Ẹgbà mi ẹ̀yin ọmọ Nàìjíríà gbà.
She's just crying.
Hospital wo, wọ́n ṣàná hospital tí wọ́n lọ gbọ́ hospital tó ń lò. Tó fi náà ya wèrè, result wèrè dà.
They were saying he went mad. Where's the result? So there's a lot of confusion here. He drank water. He was losing it. And then they said he's going mad, meaning going mental. And it's just, the bottom line is that these people should be mourning right now. Unfortunately, nobody should have a video in front of her. I guess she felt the need to speak up because of all the lies that are flying around. You can see somebody here. This is actually a friend. She says, everyone that is saying that, oh, she left the Mohbad needs to shut up. Only God knows why she left the marriage. There are some homes when the wife leaves, the father of the children would not permit them, especially in Nigeria, to take their children. And I tell people all the time, including men, self-preservation first. You can't save anybody if you don't save yourself first. Okay, that's the reality. Now, it's not as simple as that. We can't oversimplify it. There's always exceptions, but it depends on what we're talking about. Let's continue. But anyway, that's the mother. I'm not going to play all of that here. You can find it on Instablog Nigeria somewhere. But as the mother came out for the first time, people found out, wow, she's still alive. And a lot of people are talking about, oh, she left him because he had some lyrics in his music that claimed that his mother left him. And then he also said some interesting things about his stepmother that were not nice, okay, that she wasn't a nice person. So some of those things are in his lyrics. Anyway, we're almost done. I just want to make sure we'll cover some of the stuff. Maybe this will be the last time we're covering this for a while, you know. The father on the other side kept recording videos and asking and just talking about he didn't get any money, he didn't get all the money that the video sent and all this kind of stuff. Listen, these people are struggling, but a lot of people could smell entitlement in his tone. Like, so for example, some Uncle Aziz just said, entitlement, this Baba needs to be arrested for allegedly killing his alleged son. Because some people are saying he's not even the real father. So many speculations everywhere. This is why some people say, hey, slow down with speculations, right? Because he didn't buy him a mansion. Yeah, that's kind of weird. His son just passed a few days ago. But some people are putting, they are putting words in his mouth, okay? So I can understand if it's incoherent a little bit. And for the first time, Bella's mother had a few words to say. Bella's mother said in his statement, for the past few days now, I've been deliberating on what to do. Bella Smith is a very popular artist right now, but he was one of the closest friends to Mohbad. I've been deliberating on what to do. Bella Smith was the guy we played his video yesterday that was saying that he almost committed the ultimate. He almost jumped off a building, and it was the girl like, please don't do it. He was afraid for his life some months ago. And Bella Smith was on Today's show saying this before the passing. So Bella Smith is in Canada right now for shows, and he's seen this news, so it's breaking him. So he left this statement. I'm going to read again. For the past few days now, I've been deliberating on what to do while for the authorities of the Nigerian police of at least get one or people involved in maltreatment and malicious towards Mohbad. The English is not Englishing, but just cope with me. I'll try to see if I can. Since he died, his spirit have not left me, saying a lot of things in my head, pointing hands to people that needs to be dealt with in my dreams. I got to Canada just a few days ago before he died, which I went to see him to tell him about my plans before I left, as I normally do, as it's my guy. And but this was basically what he's saying is that whatever we have to do to support justice, he said, but the Nigerian police are so driven with nepotism and nonchalant attitude toward this matter until this boy is no more. In the past few days, I've tried my best not to carry phone and type anything, but Mohbad's spirit won't let me rest, knowing I'm the only one making the spirit calm by making those of them who make him live in fear and almost with nothing to feed on, never also get rest. And he don't start, yes. Well, anyway, he said a lot of things, including people should not wait for laws. If they have to take laws, illegal or legal, which I said, no, calm down. Don't instigate or incite. Is that what they say? Incite people, right? What did Trump do like 2 years ago? Something like that. Don't do that, right? Before they start holding you accountable, for that as well. Because honestly, in the eyes of law, 2 wrongs will not make it right either. Okay. So he said, Nigerian government, this is not the kind of country we want to build. Neither nor living. Baba, the English is giving me headache. But you get the gist, okay? You get that. But that's Bella Smother standing for his best friend. He made some words. He suspected something like this might happen. He saw him struggling with mental health, with losing his mind before he passed away. Sadly. All right. So so Pokoli, the dancer Pokoli, one of the best dancers in Nigeria, also said Bella Smother told me that Mohbad has been appearing to him crying. Okay, you're gonna see more and more of this kind of stuff, right? Bella, the only man that literally knows what Mohbad, RiP, really went through, just got off the phone with Bella, and he said in his words, Mohbad has been appearing to him crying. Bella further said Mohbad lost self-esteem long time. He even doubted himself about dropping a song, wondering if people would listen to him. No long talk, Bella is coming and the truth shall prevail. All right, so that's another one. All right, so there's this moment that somebody in New Jersey here shut off Zinoliski's, apparently, allegedly shut off at a, shouted at a DJ. I'm gonna play that for you, and then we'll take it. Almost end, okay?
Mama got me saying, oh, please, you know, nasty music. Awesome, change jam.
She said, change jam. Your daddy. Change that music right now. Your father. Are you mad?
Your daddy.
Your daddy.
Change that shit right now. Change it. Right. So I've seen a couple of those videos. People saying, turn off Zinoliski. They are canceling them everywhere. Listen, it's accountability. It is what it is. It's not scapegoatism. They have a track record. There's evidence everywhere that needs to be investigated. Until further notice, it's only fair. Okay, that was Zinoliski. Apparently, okay, that was Zinoliski. All right. So until further notice, it's only fair that they answer to the authorities before anything continues. Okay. All right, so there's Cute Abiola. I think this is the last one we'll cover. He had something. Cute Abiola is another skit maker. He said, if we really want justice, Mohbad, dad and mom needs to come together to be one on this matter. I met the mom. She said a lot. She has not been together with the dad for like 15 years. I have not been posting anything since about this. I'm so exhausted being reaching out to the family. The guy who yesterday said he was harassed by mobs while he was trying to go to the burial. That's the guy we're talking about. He said, been reaching out to the family, both dad and mom. This is not the time to talk about the properties of Imole. Who are those unreasonable people interviewing the dad, Seth? It's enough, please. Now, I mean, okay. That man is so weak and scared. He's splitting what he is not supposed to be saying to the public. Justice for Mohbad is important more than anything at this point. Been trying my best on this. The dad and mom must come together as one at this point so we can get justice. Papa, they do him one side. Mama, they do our own. What's that? I spoke to the dad a few minutes ago once again. I have tried my best to settle their differences for now and for the sake of their son, and both of them will surely come together at this point. Justice for Mohbad should be the priority at this point. The both parties will be together very soon and set eyes on each other. I don't want to mention when, for a very good reason you should understand. But as soon as possible they will, and we will fight for this justice together. You are part of Imole demise, Lasson. You will not go scot. Okay, you are part of Imole's demise, Lasson. You will not go scot-free. Justice for Mohbad. So I'm gonna play this. You can see this. That this is cute. Abiola. That's the wife. That's the mother. Okay. You can see them in dark clothes and stuff like that. It's not looking good. It's gonna be a minute before they're okay. You can only imagine, right? Let me show that clearly. All right, that's it. That's all I have today. On a lighter mood, MOP, please, how did DF know the size of an Ashewo bra? That was Daddy Freeze cursing me out, by the way, when he blocked me some few months ago. He's since unblocked me and apologized. I forgive him. But that's funny. That's funny. But let me take this off the screen. Let's just a little bit before we continue. Before we end the show, let's end the show. Let's end the show. This thing, I don't think I want to add anything to it. Okay, just pay attention. There, people always like to talk about the two sides of the story. So I might start bringing some two side stuff, but two sides doesn't really mean two sides. Okay, two sides mean I have to cover all of the version of the stories for every single monitoring spirit. For every single monitoring spirit. Can you imagine? How is that possible? Right? Can I cover every monitoring spirit covering this story have their own version of this story? Right? Is it possible? Can I do that? Yeah. So I'm actually going to his page for the first time ever. I've never been to his page. Let's just make another tribute to Mohbad, right? It's just a very, very sad situation. It looks like he had a very promising future. Okay. And sadly, we will not see that. Okay. But I'm going to his page for the first time. This is Mohbad's page. He had, before he passed away, he had 1.9 million monitoring spirits. What I mean by that is followers. Okay. Just on his thread has 24 million. Wow. I wonder what he had been saying on his thread. Thread is the Twitter version of for Instagram. That's Mohbad right there. Oh my god. Let's see. Look at this. All right. That was posted 6 weeks ago on his thread when everybody was buzzing about thread, right? That was him on his show. It looks like he was trying to make a comeback of some sort 10 weeks ago though. Right? But I'm not logged into thread. This is his page. I'm actually going to follow his legacy for the first time. That's his page right there. This was the statements that was released on his behalf. You know. Let me just go. This was the statement that somebody released. Yeah, it was a statement. Live at Ikorodu. This was the show he did that day he passed away. Is it? Oh no, 2 days before he passed away. Sunday the 10th. That was the last show he did. That's the advertising, right? When I felt broke, ain't even broke. That's the fear. Right? That's that fear right there. I have that fear personally. Sometimes you just start looking at money and money is dropping below, like, oh Jesus, you know, start panicking. And you have to tell yourself, but you're a man of value, don't worry. You got it. Right? Omar. It was about business. I'm trying to see some of those people. Beast and Peace. Official video out everywhere. I'm sure that video is somewhere. Yeah, that young man is gone. His impact will last forever. Let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that for now. Papaji said DF is another crazy man wearing face cap. Wahala. But that's all I have for you. RIP to Mohbad. If I deem fit, if I see it as fit, we'll keep covering the stories, you know, that are out there. If I can extract lessons out of them that has to do with relationships. I'm just gonna leave you with this word, right? Pride and unrealistic expectations is top 2 of what's destroying people's relationships. When I say destroying relationships, you can make that synonymous with destroying their lives. Okay? Pride is what comes first before people self-destruct. And if it was that simple, everybody would not have pride. We've all demonstrated what I'm talking about in one shape, form, or the other. So I'm not talking about where, you know, I'm just arrogant. People just call arrogant pride. I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about the one that you don't even realize you're doing it. Right? I'm talking about the opposite of stay calm, humble yourself, relax. You're not as bad as you think you are. You're not as good as you think you are. The actual truth is somewhere in between. And it's a moving target. It's a moving target. Okay. So you have to not just actively listen to your romantic partner, even to yourself oftentimes. Okay. So let's be guided when we're out here. If God is blessing you, you know, only Tarayiban Feni. I forget how they say it. There's a way I'm trying to it just discombobulated in my head. Never mind. Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it right now. Okay. We've done almost 3 hours. Pardon me. Okay.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it. All right.
What I'm trying to say, I don't know how to say it your way, but when people are loving you, chill, relax. They're loving you now. Okay. People will flip on you in a heartbeat. Okay. The moment they start, you never know when you start getting on their bad side, you know. The person I'm talking to are the Naira Marleys out there. If you're being loved, people are just loving you, not because you're perfect. Somebody just take a liking to you. You're a likable person. It has a tendency to get in your head. And before you know it, you start pointing fingers. You do this for me. You do that. You hear me? See what? You know, you start moving that way. That's how it starts. Between that point where it starts to, it might be 10 years before you actually finish that process. Relax. Okay. Now, for all the young men out there, protect yourself. Okay. Unfortunately, you won't hear what I'm saying until you have some experience, usually. But it's not what it looks like. Okay. People can be good, but the same people that can be good, oh yeah, they can become your enemy in a heartbeat. They might even try to destroy you in efforts to save themselves, or even worse, to save their image, to look a certain type of way to another person. They might even try to destroy you to use you to scare another person. You know, they do that in the in gangs and stuff like that. They will make somebody a scapegoat just to teach everyone else a lesson, right? So when you're going into this world, manage your expectations. If you need to renegotiate, okay? Speak up if you're being physically assaulted, or if it smells like it. You don't have to wait until it happens. If it smells like it, if you're afraid of your life, please speak up, okay? But if we're still having conversations about negotiations and you just feel like it's a bad deal, hire a new representation, okay? So they can help you with what your interests are, what is it that they see in you, and then come to the table for renegotiation. And please, manage your expectations around the idea that they just want to give you money. Nobody's trying to give you money. They're trying to take all the money so they can keep giving you more money. Okay? And it's a game. They're trying to play that game. Is you versus me when we're talking about business. Okay? But you can renegotiate. But you need to start with identifying your value in that equation, in that context. What value do you bring to that table? Right? If you have doubts about the value you bring to the table, which is possible, remember they said Mohbad was also having doubts if people will listen to him. If you have that doubt, that would tamper with your self-esteem. That would tamper with your ability to negotiate. That's why you need someone on your side. You need representations. You need people that don't have direct vested interest, that don't care about their other guy's feeling. People that know how to call the police if somebody tried to send some Larry on them, right? So that's two sides, okay? Pride on the other side, unrealistic expectation. That's what's usually playing a part in all of this. Sadly, a lot of people, when I say pride and unrealistic, they don't see life and death. No, this is life and death related. This is what the whole world is built on. Fear, greed, pride, unrealistic expectations, okay? Know your value. It's easier said than done. What do you want me to tell you? Easier said than done. RiP to Mohbad.
Your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.